I'm a medium and psychic, and I'm hanging out with my good friend Lauren, aka Lauren Haunts.
Hello.
And we are in an undisclosed location to you, but you might find out where we are in just a minute because we're about to look for some paranormal, and we are going to find out how this location fits into the Phantom Forensics timeline. If anything strange should to happen, I think we are in the right spot to answer the call.
I am so excited. Oh, that's because I get to say a magic word. Okay, so listen, you're going to find out where we are in 3, 2, 1.
What's happening? Whoa!
Fire, fire, fire!
Hey, Scott.
Hi.
Welcome. That was the best.
What just happened?
You gotta meet Firefighter Clem. The Cleminator.
The Cleminator. Yeah, I heard about you. Clem,
Scott.
what's up, buddy? Welcome.
Yeah, how about that?
Were you sleeping up there?
No, I was dusting.
You were dusting? A lot of
Yeah.
firefighters, from what I understand, they take naps upstairs and they're just ready to go all of the time, which is why we appreciate you fellas. Clem, how
Thank
many times have you come down that pole?
Oh my gosh. Probably a couple hundred.
Couple hundred. You're a retired fireman.
Yes.
In your time, did you belong to a firehouse that had a pole in it?
When I first came on in 1988, I was assigned to Station 19 in Clintonville,
Okay.
and they had a pole.
Was it like practical? Did people use it or no?
It wasn't the tallest ceiling. It was faster to come down the stairs and
Then
go through
slide
all the
down the
trouble
pole?
to slide the pole.
It's more like
but it was
aesthetics.
there.
So it was more like the rookies used it a couple times and then we were done?
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think after a while your hips and knees got to be done with it,
Exactly.
right?
especially-
So we do appreciate you going all the way up the stairs
no
and then
problem.
shooting down that pole. And great bell ringing over there, by the way. Thank you so much.
She's the best.
Okay, come on in. You're going to tell us where we are. Getting close.
Thank you.
Say hi.
I'm Julie Goodwin, the director of the Central Ohio Fire Museum in Columbus, Ohio.
Is that where we are?
That's where we are today.
That is so cool. So how long have you worked here?
So this is my third year with
Okay.
the museum, and Clem, you've been here over 20 years.
Yep, about 21.
About 20 years. We've been open for 20, almost 22 years as a museum. This station was built in 1908. It was the last fire station in the city of Columbus to have horses.
Oh,
And it was active until 1982 when
Wow.
they decommissioned the station
Might
and they
still
moved
be
just a
active.
block away.
yeah, it might still have some
Wow.
activity.
Absolutely.
So what all is original, at least where we're standing and looking at here?
So from the last beam in the back moving forward, the ceiling tiles are original, the beams are original, these poles are original
Yep.
to
White
the building.
subway tile.
Wow.
Yeah, the subway tile. Obviously the floor has changed from its original wood floor.
And I find that, so was the wood block flooring up here too? Or
Wooden-
just wood,
wooden
wood
strips.
slat? Okay, wood
Yep, wood
slat.
slats.
Yeah.
The doors are replica. They're just like the originals.
Okay. This is a really fantastic place. We want to say first, thank you for staying open and letting us come in. It's a world
Glad
to
to
us.
do it.
Yeah.
So the reason we're here, and for our audience also, is several months ago I was here with another gentleman, Dalen Spratt, and we were downtown looking around the penitentiary remains from they had big fires and all kinds of
Correct.
other things that
Yep.
happened there, right? And from what I understand, this is one of the firehouses that responded to the 1930 fire.
1930. This
Right.
was the closest firehouse there. We have a truck here that responded, but they were doing it.
So
Wow.
they had a truck. How many trucks were here, do you think, at the time?
Pump 16, which is actually 2 vehicles, ladder, a battalion chief. There's a couple other ones, but everything
Was that
was there.
all
The fire squad, everything went over there.
horses at the time?
No, this
No,
was motorized.
They had motorized fleet by then?
Yep.
So that's really impressive. How many firemen do you think were on duty at the time the penitentiary goes up, if you had to guess?
I mean, actually fighting that fire.
Just like they were in the firehouse, they're hanging out, they're,
Probably,
cooking.
the 16 different firehouses, maybe a couple hundred
Yeah.
at the most.
what about in here, like 10,
And
15?
here, there are 18.
18?
In 1908 was probably very similar.
Wow.
Okay,
In
yeah.
30.
So 18 guys, they hear the bell go off just like we heard.
That was
Maybe they rushed.
daytime. Of course, maybe some were taking a nap.
Yeah,
But
I know I would be,
Yeah.
folks. If I was a fireman, I'm taking naps.
Right.
You don't know when the alarm's going to go off. You got to be arrested. You know,
Exactly.
it's important. I'm not. That's not a joke towards our firefighting community. I respect
Oh, they
y'all
probably
tremendously.
agree with you, yeah.
You got to get your rest when you can because you might be in a battle with a fire for the next 35, 40 hours, and you just don't know. So it's important to be well rested and ready to go.
Speaking of though that, how
Yeah.
long did it take to fight that fire?
oh wow, I don't know. I had to look that up. I'm sorry.
All
I'm
right.
I always do
embarrassed.
the hard hitting.
She loves data.
No, please don't.
Probably a couple days.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it started at 4:30 in the afternoon.
And they have
I was gonna
Yes,
say.
we have the dubious distinction of having the worst prison fire ever in the United States of America.
Oh,
And that
wow.
was right down here.
Yeah.
Right here,
Right.
Spring and Neal.
So
1930.
before we got here the first time, I had no idea where we were going or what the premise was going to be. But the first thing that came up, and I spoke to producer Kay about it, was I said, there's a lot of fire, or whatever's happening, there's a ton of fire around it, and there's a lot of bodies that were created quickly, and I think they have something to do with each other. And then when we got here, and I start hitting on more and more, and then she's like, well, the penitentiary did burn down right where you're standing, it really started to make a lot of sense. So whenever being in the first responder business, so to speak, I get the opportunity to go to firehouses and EMS houses, and a lot of times people talk about them having ghostly activity. Do you folks, and without being specific, you can say yes or no, do you have ghostly things that happen here?
Absolutely.
All right, so it's
Are you sure?
it's really nice to have so many people like in succession say yes, of course. So I think what we're going to walk around today and do is I'm going to kind of see what I can find here, and then we're going to set up some paranormal equipment and see if we can have any of your spirits inside the house here have a reaction with us, and maybe we can get to the answers of like who's here.
Well, one thing that Clem can add to this is that one of the trucks that was on that fire is in our building.
I was gonna say, I thought
Yes.
that's what
Yes.
you said.
Yeah,
So
one of them
16
is
or-
here.
Yeah.
So it was hose wagon 16. When they called for pumper
That's incredible.
16,
That's
two
cool.
vehicles would go. The truck
Okay.
with a hose and the truck with a pump.
Okay.
So-
They had two, those
And the
two
pumper's
would
here.
go. The hose wagon's
The
here.
hose wagon's here.
You guys, I just want you to know this is live. The car that just drove by that was honking is Lisa. She's on the chat. They're looking for dinner. They wanted to talk to us.
Oh,
She's there
that's-
listening to her on screen.
Hi.
Everybody say hi,
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
So, Clem, you've
Did
got
you-
some documentation from the fire
Oh.
itself. Show them that.
You
'cause
might
that's
want to
really
see
cool.
that. That's the alarm box
wow.
number 277.
Oh, so that's the call sheet.
That was the card there. So that
God
would
bless
have rung to space 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh,
When they
wow.
all heard that, they're all like, "Oh God!"
It's a big one.
I
That's
want
a
They're
big
trying to
picture
get
of that.
instant
Yeah.
vacation and everything. No, I'm just kidding.
You can see pump 16 right
Yep.
down
Yep.
there.
And
Is
truck
that
8
the
was
exact card?
yes.
Yeah.
This is from
Yeah.
1947, but it would have been the same
Same card.
card.
So
1930.
what's
Wow.
really cool is from being in a police car all the time, this looks very similar to what we see on our computer screen now.
Yeah.
If I took a couple minutes, I'd probably be able to figure out pretty much what this said
Sure.
without him telling. And it's really interesting how it really just lines up and nothing much has changed. The data is very easy to
Yeah.
Still
understand.
use that term today, a
Yeah.
card, a
A
run
card, yeah.
Oh,
Say,
yeah,
create
they-
us a
Oh,
card
yeah, you
for
don't
X,
break
Y,
it.
and Z.
We're
Or you don't
computers,
fix it
they
if it's not
say,
broken.
they
So-
stop at an auto accident, send us a card.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for 100 years.
Yeah, so that's really interesting, and it doesn't
Yeah.
change. So we'll check that out again in a little while. I want to start
Yeah.
walking around and feeling around this place. Definitely, we're going to have to check out Wagon 16
Yeah.
and see
Yeah.
what that has.
And so Clem's going to tell us some stories as
Okay.
we go, but Julie and Clem know a lot about the history of this building. So as you're watching, if you have questions about, there is so much interesting stuff here to see. It's an amazing place to come. It's really quiet now because they were kind enough to open it just for us, because during the day, it's so filled with kids and adults. It's so amazing. You were saying the next time you're here with your kids, you have to bring them
Yeah,
here.
they'll love it.
It's
It's
fun for
incredible.
everybody.
Love it.
So there's so much to see. Part of what we'd love to do is be able, since we've got the experts here, if you have questions, put them in
Ask.
the chat. Corey will ask us, and maybe we can get some answers for you. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean You don't owe yourself a trip here in person as soon as you can. Okay, so why don't you walk us around? And
Okay. Would you like to look at a couple of really awesome pictures?
Yeah, let's.
Yes.
No?
kidding, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah let's
Don't
take a
listen
look
to her.
at them.
She doesn't
Oh my
have a
God, you
mic.
give me a heart attack.
So I would
Okay.
take the mic from Kay.
Okay. I love this one.
No.
Opening day was in 1909. So they did have photo bombers back in
Oh my
1909.
gosh.
So they had an open house. This is all the men and the equipment and the horses. A guy standing right where the desk was.
Are you sure it's not a ghost?
Yes, yes, we
say.
are sure. Just some random guy. Hey, I'm
That's
gonna
so
get my
funny.
picture taken for posterity. So can I point out
Look at
that
this guy.
I know that's kind of funny.
He's
That's
like
kind of
fashion
weird.
posing there.
So one of our spirits, this is Captain Dukeman. So he was Noah Dukeman. His actual last name was Deutschman, and the city wouldn't hire Germans. This is way before the turn of the century, so he had to change his last name. But he was the house captain here. He saw the change from horse-drawn to motorized. And just real quick facts, he was on duty like 53 years.
Wow.
Oh,
And
wow.
he had you have to remember back then people worked till they died. They didn't have nice
Yeah.
pensions like we do now. So he had a heart attack, went home, he was dead like 2 months later.
Oh, wow.
And he's one of our spirits.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
And
yeah,
one-
you spend
and
most
then
of
one
your life
more.
here.
So I love this one. This is 1913. So that is that right there.
Oh, it's right there. Look
okay.
at
So
that.
just like back then, we have a piece of equipment right there. So that's beyond that ladder apparatus is where they were standing. You can see the wood,
Oh,
the wood
wow.
slats. They had just changed from gas lights to electric lights.
Nice.
And if you look on the ceiling, see that bank of lights right there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
See the round plug?
Oh, yes.
That's where that chandelier
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
was. So there's
Something
some
so
pretty
That's
simple.
amazing. I know.
Yeah.
It like
amazing.
takes you back in time.
And then this is another view kind of the same. This is 1931, but kind of the same.
That's
They
really
always had the
neat.
ladder
Yeah,
trucks
'cause-
parked over there, and they had a gong right there, which we never knew that till we found this picture.
Oh, what?
A gong.
Oh, like
When
a, oh,
Julie
okay.
rang. So there was one
Okay.
there, and there was a probably not as loud, a one right there.
Oh, you had
So
to
we
get the
think
guys
that's pretty
upstairs.
cool.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's-
nice.
Right there.
Right where the.
To the
Wow.
left of to the right of the mouse.
Very cool.
Would you like to see the truck that was
Everything.
the? Oh, okay.
We want to see.
You want?
We got time. It's a
Do you wanna
fabulous
see-
Oh,
place.
yes, yes, yes.
Before we move on to that truck, we would like to try to put our camera on the Wi-Fi and see if that can bump our quality up.
Oh.
Right now, we're not getting the Wi-Fi.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
So we're just gonna pause for a moment, and then we'll.
So
we'll
that's
head
why
right over
you
there.
got so scared when you randomly saw me.
So
And you
I've
jumped.
got
Central-
their
Have you-
Wi-Fi. If you
Have you seen
put yours on
things
speaker.
here?
Sorry.
Visually?
I've heard
Central
things.
Ohio
You've heard
Fire
things.
I've
Okay.
not seen.
Central Ohio.
Where's
Amazing
that?
place.
Are
There
you
we go.
happy to?
There's, oh yes,
follow
if
me
you're the
around?
only,
I've-
then
Where's
Amazing
that?
place.
Are you
There we go.
happy to?
there's, oh
follow
yes, if
me
you're the
around?
only,
I
then
fly
yeah.
now.
we'll-
We're going to
we'll
learn a
focus on
little
you.
bit about
There's
firefighting, and
Oh.
I promise you're going to get into
gonna
the
be-
paranormal stuff because it's 100% why we're here. But in order to understand, anybody would stay at their job well after least, you need to understand the passion and the love that these men and women have for these types of jobs. This is not a job. This is something that they wanted to do since they were little,
all right.
and their dad probably did it, and maybe their grandfather. And this is why, even after they're gone and a firehouse isn't operable anymore, they want to come and check and make sure the place that they scrubbed the floors in, busted the trucks, cleaned the things, made sure the city they lived in was safe. That's why they're going to keep coming back here to check on it. So it's very important to understand the history, to understand the paranormal things that happen at places like this, okay? So keep coming with us. We have a fantastic
Guy.
guide. Thank you. I didn't know what word to use. I want to use the right one. We have a fantastic guide, the Cleminator.
Can I
and
add
he's
something
bringing
to
it.
what you
Yes, sir.
were just saying? So in 1908, firefighters worked 6 days a week, continuous.
That's
They practically lived here.
That's stressful.
They were allowed to go home and eat lunch and dinner because they didn't build kitchens and firehouses because of the horses.
right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and we'll show you guys a bell that was rung in the bell tower to call them back
Oh.
to the firehouse.
To live in the community, close
They
enough.
would, yeah, they would assign a firefighter to a fire station. They didn't have cars, they walked. They'd assign them 3 blocks from their house or whatever.
So they were really
Wow.
protecting their communities.
Correct.
for real.
Like I said, there was 18 of them here, so the watchman would say, you 6 go eat. Don't dilly-dally. And then when you 6
back,
came
yeah.
back, you 6 go eat.
You're
Yeah.
here.
It was your
you were
life.
here
They
with
were,
your
they were
boys.
here.
This is your life.
They were
That's it.
here.
Yeah.
They practically lived
That's what
here.
I'm saying. Like you didn't
That was
take this
dedication.
job because you liked it. This was
Yeah.
your love. This is what
And
you
the
wanted to
community
do.
of protecting your fellow firefighters.
Of
I'm
course,
sure.
always.
Exactly.
Like any service.
Yep.
Okay,
All
take
right.
us on. This
Okay.
is great.
And I'll throw in a couple
Sure.
stories.
Don't
So,
trip.
the city of Columbus has been putting out fires for 203 years. That's our 1822 fire defense.
I'm coming, folks.
So
With
here's
as much
the deal.
water as I possibly can muster in this
I feel
bucket.
so scared.
So there was a fire that destroyed 8 buildings. Boom, 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 boom,
There you
boom,
go.
boom.
It's made of leather,
There's
too.
no fire protection. There was a town council. There were 2,000 people in the city of Columbus. So they said, oh my gosh, we got to do something. So all the homeowners had 2 or 3 buckets. Add 16 pounds to that. That holds 2
Yeah.
gallons of water.
'Cause this is-
There were men in charge of hooks and ladders, men in charge of axes. If you heard this, because there would be people walking the streets looking for fires. Fire, fire, bring your buckets. And you can,
Guys, that's
So-
legitimately a heavy bucket.
That's
that was 16 pounds, this leather bucket.
It's leather.
And we gathered over at the side of the river by Kosai,
Right?
and we started bucket brigades.
Oh,
That was the fire
yeah.
defense. Okay.
Wow.
So imagine on real hot days, it probably was.
Is this a
Fill it with ice.
reproduction
and beers
That's a reproduction.
for our older audience.
So to
That's
come over
amazing.
here, Scott.
You got it.
So 1823, there's no drawings or sketches or anything, but they bought something. It's probably like these 2 combined. So it's
Okay.
probably bigger than this. It was on wheels. They called it the tub.
Okay.
Okay. And it had some kind of pumping
Oh, wow.
mechanism, either like that or like these. And we'll have you demonstrate on that green one in just a
Okay,
second.
good.
But we had 3 buckets of water in, pumping mechanism, and a hose line. And they said it was very successful at putting out lots of fires. There was a real small fire
This was the
at the
to-do.
pen, not the building at 1930. There was a different pen that put out a fire in the pen in 1823.
In terms of the paranormal, like being in sort of experiencing this history and like being able to like touch this and experience this is such a cool way to connect with the energy that you might be like exploring. This is so, I wish like
Yep.
every location did
Yeah,
this.
Right.
It's so cool.
So I do have to add, so this was built in 1908. So there was a single family residence and a double that was here that was torn down to build this.
Oh.
They felt the need for a engine house on the north end of downtown.
Okay.
Okay, so they built this. So some of the spirits might be
Not even be
From
attached
the-
to the firehouse.
correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't-
'Cause
we don't know.
That would make sense on
We don't
something that I
know.
touched on, and we're going to talk in a little bit.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
So if you would come over here, I want to have, can you help out too?
She's very strong.
So
He laughed. Fireman laughed at you.
So just-
that wasn't even normal laugh. That was fireman.
I'm about the fireman pick you up right now.
The
So-
fireman's carry.
1835, Columbus bought 2 pumping engines like this. Again, there's no drawings, there's no sketches or anything. These are pulled by people. Here, help me out.
Yeah, we're not putting horses on this.
Stand right there.
I got it.
Do what I'm doing. So we would steer,
Okay,
and then we're not going to do it, but that would pull out to the front of the wall. We'd have about 10 of our friends in front of us. This weighs a ton.
True manpower.
Exactly, and there's no brakes. We're literally pulling this down 4th Street, and we're looking for the smoke.
So we got
Right.
good abdominal strength and really great lats.
Hopefully. So I'm going to have you stand next to
How
Scott.
serious would a fire be in 1888?
Oh, depending on building.
Vary
materials.
because this, this is all we have. Think of what we have nowadays,
But
because they
houses
didn't
were
have all
built
that.
out of wood, right? So a fire could devastate an entire
Exactly, it
neighborhood.
could go boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
All right,
So this
Clem,
is better.
I
This is
don't
better
want to
than
seem like I'm
buckets.
getting impatient, but I want to pump this thing.
Okay, hold on. I got a
Our
question.
viewers got a question.
Question from the viewers. They would like to know
Yes, viewer.
if earlier when you were speaking about the number 29, if there's any significance back to that number.
29.
29.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean
if
20.
Yeah, is the
I
number
mean
29?
1823, 29.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know about.
Ask again, viewer.
Yeah, ask him again. But what does that
Maybe
mean?
1849.
Oh, is that what he?
Oh, the Rumsey and Company.
Engine. That was just the year of that. Maybe
Let's
that would
say.
be then the answer they're looking for.
So I want
Hold on, you don't have a camera on you.
I want to pick up on what Lauren was talking about. So all of these objects were involved in very high stakes dramatic moments. These are
Most
not replicas.
likely.
These
These
are
are- this is a-
actual items.
This is the
So
real deal,
The question
yeah.
is, can these actual items hold residual energy of the people who touched them, who were literally saving the lives of their communities?
Oh, yeah.
And their homes. They lived 3 blocks away, and they worked. The people that were holding onto those ropes were coming. They
Doesn't
were
matter.
reporting to fires in their neighborhoods. It could have been their house. It would have been their neighbor's house. Is there any direct psychic connection, Scott, that we can pick up from these items that are not replicas, but that were actually there?
Well, we can find out. Let's pump it a couple times. Let's do the bar thing and see if we can stir up some of that energy.
He just wants to be a fireman.
I can't.
So here's. So come this way.
Let's save some
So
communities.
so with these, now we have a hard suction hose. We don't necessarily need the buckets anymore. So when we bought these two, we also built 6,000 gallon cisterns.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So this hose is like 22 feet long. We pull this to the fire, we unfold the pumping arms, we lock them in place. Scott would help me pull that hose out
Yeah, well-
when it attaches to the back where he's filming. The hose lies on the ground. The strainer goes down into your water source.
Okay, cool.
So it'll suck up water but not debris. So grab on there and we're going to go up and down gently.
Gently, Lauren.
Gently.
And
In
this is
real
ju-
life, there'd be 8 to 10 people on this.
Actually, very.
Well,
No,
all
in the
you're
hydraulic guy.
doing is this.
You're clapping.
You're at the Ohio Theater. You just saw Hamilton.
Do you understand
You get it?
that I would get such big biceps?
No, this
Yeah, in
is-
real life, it's a lot harder.
Yeah, when
Well,
the
you
water's
go from
going
the
through it,
top,
it's
you
not.
get the triceps. This
Yeah.
is triceps.
Right.
This is cool.
So now you know what it was
This is
You
amazing.
burn a lot of
like.
calories.
If you've ever clapped underwater, times that by 100.
Yeah, I
That's
have.
what that would really be like.
Yeah. No, this is easy. I'm saying
Yeah,
you.
you're just moving.
Now I get what
You're just
saying.
moving there.
That's what it is.
That's
All
why
right.
it's so
This would have
easy.
been much harder with water.
Right.
Yes. Let's see
Okay.
if there's
Bigger triceps.
Come on this way.
Con, this is really, really amazing. Thank you.
Well, yeah, my pleasure. Any questions
Only
about
just
this,
started.
Scott?
It's getting better.
Awesome.
He's taking a
But
minute.
hold on,
Oh.
Scott's in the zone, so we're going to give him a
We're just
minute.
going to
Okay.
see if.
Something's going on. I'm getting out of the shot.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you talk to ghosts or you connect to things, you see stuff, sometimes it's very dramatic, and sometimes there's stuff that you're like, why would that even be important now? So there's, of all the tragedy or all the things that this thing prevented, actually what, maybe you know something about this, but like there was some sort of, they're trying to tell me there was some sort of issue with the purchasing of it. Like they're talking about either there was some sort of financial issue when they went to buy it, or there was a mix up, or there's like paperwork issue. And they're talking about some sort of along the line when they went to get it, like something wasn't working out and it took them longer to get it or something, which is really an interesting sort of
Oh.
detail. And they showed me paperwork. And so I know you guys have never seen me do this before, but they put papers down in front of me and they were like, this wasn't right, so it took longer to get this. And then they showed me money and they were like saying that there was also a money issue when they went to purchase it as well. So if you don't know anything about that, I don't know how easy those things are to track down.
It
but
doesn't surprise me. We can look in the one history book and see if it says anything more specifically about that.
Is this a Columbus pump?
And
Is this button a Columbus pump?
is there
Yeah, this came from somewhere else.
is there like a sister one that is somewhere else?
Well,
that came-
well, Columbus bought two similar to this. I think they called it the Niagara and the, not the Scioto. It was, we can look it up.
Are they named after rivers? This is named after the river?
It's named after the river.
So, while I
But
was-
now this didn't come from here.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Came
maybe wherever it originally came from.
It was interesting because
There's an issue.
they were talking about saying like there's a sister one, so there's another one, and then they were showing me in the water. But I think they were trying to make reference to the fact that they're named after
They're
water
named after
sources.
their water
Oh, yeah.
sources.
So that's
Sure.
that's a really big deal too in itself because
Okay.
without being from like I'm from New Jersey, so if you showed this to me and it said the Navesink on it, I would know that meant the river nearby.
Sure.
But being not from here, it took me a second to say like,
Did
okay,
you say
why?
that this wasn't the original one to here?
Yeah, this came
So
from.
this came from a different.
Yeah, this came
So
from a
even
different city.
place.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, but
but,
it's-
now that it's
repainted?
here,
Yeah.
it's named after the river.
Right.
Was that a common thing for them to name these sorts of things after a close water source? Yeah.
Yeah.
The water source probably
Right.
that they use.
Yeah. Right.
The
So
site
that's
was the main
that's
water
very
source.
interesting. So let's see if that's important at all, or if that's just something that's
Okay.
coming off of it. There's really something about another one of these just like this, and it's literally underwater, and it was like the sister to this. So maybe there was a second one that got delivered somewhere, and it is submerged. Like
Oh,
it,
that could be.
it went in because connecting to this one is bridging me to a second one that is like supposed to be kind of a clone of this, and it's underwater and it's all deteriorated and there's like just pieces of iron left. So there's not much left of it.
Oh, wow.
And I can see it really clearly while I'm touching this. So they must have
Okay.
been manufactured with each other and maybe even ended up someplace together before they were separated
Or a
and sent to
neighboring
museum.
town.
Yeah,
Do you know
exactly.
where you got this one from?
We can
look
look
that
it
up.
up
We
in
can
the,
look that up.
yeah.
That would be cool. That's something.
Okay.
it came from.
I don't know. Oh, there's.
But as for any spirits or ghosts, nothing like that attached to it
Okay.
that I can feel. But interesting telling me a little bit of the history by touching it.
That's very cool, yeah.
Yeah, neat, right?
I'm sure a lot of places bought them in pairs.
Yeah,
That would be very normal
Yeah.
back in the day.
yeah, I have no idea. So
Okay.
anything, believe me, the only thing I know about firefighting is what you're showing me, and working with
Okay.
it, especially history. So what's next,
So
Clement?
Okay.
Yeah, what's next?
So let's go to the next generation of firefighting.
He's never given this tour, by the way. I don't know if you can tell. He's very new. It's never happened. It's his first time giving this tour.
We
Clem,
actually
go
don't know
ahead.
This guy, he was outside.
So-
we were like, can you?
So our next generation of firefighting, 1855 in Columbus. So this is a horse-drawn steam pumping engine, or a steamer for short. Cincinnati, New Orleans, Boston, Columbus. Those were the first 4 paid fire departments
Okay,
in the
cool.
United States. Okay, that's because we had to have paid men on duty to take care of the horses. You don't just give a horse food and water. Next shift will see you in 8 hours. It doesn't work that way. So this is Jim.
Jimmy.
Jim likes to talk. Jim, Rex, and Bill were the last 3 horses in Columbus. And it was December 27th, 1919, if you want to get technical, when the last horse-drawn run left this engine house.
Aw.
So they probably had a fake run for him, run him up the high street, and then they come back and the trucks were all here. This is the last house to be motorized.
Wow.
Are you from Columbus?
I'm from. I spent a lot of my childhood in Columbus at Coastside.
So if you're familiar, engine houses were built every 10 blocks apart. The farthest the horses could pull this weighs 9,000 pounds, for 5 or 6 blocks.
Yeah, that makes
So engine
sense.
houses were built every 10 blocks apart.
Wow.
So old 17s on the hilltop, it's the healthcare center now. So that was the first one to be totally motorized. So it's very similar to this, but didn't have the barn part in the back there.
Wow.
Anyhow. So yeah, there really would have been 3 horses side by side, okay?
Yeah.
And I don't know what you know about horses, but
They're big.
they were They were in the stalls with their halters on. The harnesses and collars would be
Say to be ready to go.
suspended from the ceiling. It was actually almost kind of like the trapeze at the circus. There was pulleys, counterweights, wires. The driver pulls a cord, and it drops down on their backs. Fire horse collars were hinged at the top. Boom. One firefighter pulled the cinch straps and then got out of the way because boom, they're out the door in 45 seconds or so.
Wow.
Don't
That's
ask me
Kevin.
how they did it, but when the gong rang, the front doors were on some kind of electric switches and trip wires. They would open automatically.
That's so cool.
Same with the horse stall doors. And since there was somebody always here, the horses were trained 3 times a day in accordance with mealtime. Food does wonders to train people
It sure
and
does.
animals. So they knew exactly where to go. They always kept the same 3 horses on this, the ladder truck. They had a coal wagon here. So this is from Portland, Oregon, but that's typical of any firehouse in North America.
Very cool.
And then if we want to walk this way, Scott, if
Yeah.
you're ready.
Yeah,
And
show me, buddy.
here's. So that's
Fight night.
did I scare you?
Yeah, a
That's
little.
that's the alarm, the gong. That's the same that was on the front of the trolley cars.
Okay.
So he had his brake pedal and his gong pedal.
Wow.
Okay.
And I'm telling you.
Levitating car guy, doesn't it?
I'm
Yes,
sorry?
it does.
What'd she say?
On Friday, we encountered a levitating car.
Oh my.
From experience, folks, I'm going to tell you that from the time they put bells on these to now in a modern emergency vehicle, there's nothing loud enough that makes any of you move out of the way. So I know the guy riding this was like, what? You don't see the horse with the bells and the fireman and the
Ex-
steam engine on the back of it? Move out of my way.
Exactly.
And it's just, he didn't even have lights yet. But I'll tell you what, if this wasn't a spectacle rolling down your street towards smoke and fire and you weren't moving, that's why they put the bell there for you.
That's a great word, a spectacle. I love that.
It is.
We have a picture in the back of one of these in German Village. We'll show that to you.
Awesome.
But remember our friend, the
Yeah, this
hard
is
suction hose. This took 5 people to lift this.
Oh, I bet.
Very heavy. We got hydrants in 1873, so we didn't need this part. That was what we needed the strainer for the river or the
Great.
cisterns. Okay. So the boiler heats water to make steam. Steam powers the pistons. There's big giant pistons in there. And those power the pump. So a steam train
Right.
drives the connecting rods and the wheels, and this
Does the other
drives
way.
the pump. These revolutionized firefighting. In 33 years,
I
we went
bet.
from buckets to this.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Technology, folks.
Come this way.
Come on down.
Come on down.
And
So-
then I'm going to tell you guys something spooky back here soon.
This guy is my
No.
favorite.
That's me if I was
So-
4 feet taller.
As a man, it's way too tall, Scott.
So before we left the engine house to go put out a fire, the engineer had to start a fire in the boiler. It looks like he's going to use paper, rags, cloths, whatever, because it's got to be a pretty good
Say that.
fire by the time they get there to receive the pieces of coal. Coal burns at 700 degrees. A piece of paper, if you had a piece of paper lying here and there was no ignition source, if the temperature was 451 degrees, it would,
Oh my.
yeah. Remember the book Fahrenheit 451? Ding, 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 ding. So we had boilers here that had quick disconnect hoses that would keep hot water circulating
Okay.
in the boiler. When we left, we didn't have that, so we had to make that
Stoke the
fire,
fire.
right away.
Amazing.
And again, as soon as he gets to the fire, he's got to look for a water source. Okay, a cistern, river, hydrant. He's got to hook. He's got to
Okay.
get 5 of his buddies to help him hook that up and start pumping.
So,
Yes, sir.
So this spot in particular, when we walked back here, I felt like the heebie-jeebies kind of kick up a little bit for some reason. If I were to come in here alone, I'd say that this is a spot that people probably interact with the paranormal pretty often. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's the engine or just the space that we stepped into, but moving over here, I sort of felt the air change a little bit, and I felt, and this is a silly thing that paranormal investigators get, like the gravity changed a little bit, if I can.
Look on the floor.
Okay, so it's
We built a kitchen here in like the 20s. They couldn't get all the glue off.
okay.
So that's a testament to the guys who laid the tile. So
Okay.
I'm sure there's a big gathering spot
So-
right here.
I did get a little bit of
Like
a.
the old water cooler?
Yeah, it's very like
I
Yeah,
got
so
a
there was-
tour
yeah.
of the museum earlier, a little bit in its entirety, and somebody was yelling about "Where's my kitchen?" And I and I was like, "Where is the kitchen in here?" And I
Yeah.
just reserved it because I wanted to see what you'd say. So
understanding.
it seems like whoever put that kitchen in may actually be milling around here and saying, "Where is the kitchen I worked so hard to put in here?" Which is really interesting. Not
I like
a negative
it,
spirit. He's just a fireman who wanted to make food here. So
That's very cool. I like
yeah,
that. But
yeah. He was
you
like,
can-
"Where's my kitchen?" I said, "I don't know,
Yeah.
buddy. I didn't know there was one in here. We'll find out." So there you go, sir. They had to remove it. We'll see if he wants to talk to us later. I think he will because I can feel
Okay.
that the balance a little bit changed. So
Yeah,
it might
well,
be
this
something.
is a good spot too.
That was funny
Yeah.
that even just coming
That
over here
is
felt
that
the
is
difference.
that is funny.
Also a
That
great
is
spot.
cool.
So Clint, right behind you is an important item for our.
Yes.
All right, yeah. Bring us on over.
Come on over here.
Come on with us. Do your kids watch Blippi? Mine don't anymore, but let me tell you, I feel like I'm Blippi right now.
So this was Hose Wagon 16. This was at the Ohio Penn.
Wow.
There's a pretty good picture there. We can't
wow.
tell if this truck is in that picture. There were so many pieces of equipment. They would mark what. So this would have a 16 on it, but we can't
I was gonna-
really
was
tell
this-
from that picture. At one point, this was Station 1 in the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Ah, okay. So this still saw a lot of action
Yeah,
after.
and it was like an extra
Wow.
piece. Yeah, but this truck was at the Ohio Penn.
Yeah, I
So
was
here's
gonna
the
say,
co-
even I feel like a little.
here's something for the historians. So there was a dispatch reporter named Spike Drugan who hung out here. He had his own set of fire gear. He was here the day when the gong rang in, and they said, "Spike, grab your gear." And of course, back then, there's no OSHA. You know, they write on the back of the rigs.
Oh no.
So they're going down, helter skelter, putting their stuff on, hanging on for dear life. Of course, Spike has his camera equipment and everything. So he got all kind of stories and pictures that if he wasn't here, we wouldn't have got any of that stuff.
So likely he took this picture up here.
Most likely, yes.
My man. Good job,
Yeah.
Spike.
So and maybe his spirit's here. I
Dispatchers.
don't
Saving
know.
the day as always.
Wow.
Amazing.
But again, this was just a hose wagon, and then the truck with the pump would go
Did I scare you?
also.
Oh, you're talking.
Oh.
We're talking about Spike, and I'm starting to get a lot
I
of
like it.
energy to raise up. I wonder if he's one of the people who hangs out here still. He's like talking to me, at least maybe it's him, and he says there's a these spirits talk about some strange stuff. He's just talking about the toilets being broken, and he's like, they don't flush right, and they should probably fix that for the
Oh,
people
my.
who work here. Is that a truthful thing?
It could very well be, just like they had
Anybody
maintenance
use the
issues
restroom?
back then, just like now. If something
He's
doesn't
like,
work.
yeah, they should fix it.
Oh wow.
Do you have anything else you want to say besides talking about the plumbing? We talk about weird stuff sometimes.
Huh.
Is there like big heavy chains in this building somewhere?
Yeah, we're in this building.
Yeah.
There may have been some in the other building because that was a maintenance building. That's a
Okay.
1912 maintenance building.
He keeps talking about these big heavy chains. I'm not sure where they would fit in here, but he's kind of just drawing me that way. But we'll stay here for now until we're.
Of course, back in the day, they put chains on the tires in the winter, but those
yeah,
were
no, these are like
lighter
big,
chains.
These
yeah.
feel like
Like
chains
ship
for
chains?
for pulling things. I don't know why he'd bring that up as he's talking to me, but
I
we'll listen
wonder
to him
if-
as we go along.
Well, they
here.
may have used it to tow a disabled
Maybe, but
truck back to the.
so they show me stuff, but I always
yeah.
try to figure out why it's important to what we're doing, and I try to keep them on track on the other side too as we're
Sure.
rolling through. So
Yeah.
I don't know why that's important, but sometimes when they try to bring me from where I'm at to somewhere else, that there's more information that we're glossing over. So we'll
Okay.
find out through our time here to this evening.
Sure.
Yeah.
Clem, before
Okay.
we leave this, I noticed there's this fabulous picture of a gentleman up there, and that's a stereotypical mustache.
Correct.
Now,
Yeah.
as handsome as that is, you said that there was actually a reason firefighters had those long.
Yeah, way back in the day, they grew big giant mustaches and they'd wet it and stick it in their into their mouth. It was kind of like a filter for the smoke because they didn't have face pieces and air bottles like we do nowadays. So there really was a reason for it.
Little bit of trivia for you.
That's very interesting.
Cool. So shall we go ahead and move back towards? Do you want to do any psychometry on the?
No, I'm not really picking much up from this
So
at the moment.
let's go ahead and work back our way back to where the stables were and
Yeah.
do some really cool investigation with some gear.
All right, that'll be fun.
So for viewers, if it's going to take us about 3-4 minutes to set up. We're going to keep the live going. If you've got any questions, write them in the chat. Corey's going to let us know what that's all about. And Clem is going to tell us some stories about his own experiences when we sit down there as we're getting settled in.
And I'm going to show you what I wrote in my book, and maybe you can help me
Okay.
understand some of it. So when we get back
Okay.
here, we'll do that.
Oh,
That'll
yeah,
be fun.
that's a great idea.
Yeah, that'll be cool, because then
Okay.
it might help validate some things.
So hang in there.
Okay.
We've got a good amount of time, so your questions are welcome. So Scott, do you want to get any gear from the bags to put
Yeah.
back there?
So so you guys know what we're
Why
going
don't
to
you
do.
go with
I'm going to
them?
grab my, it's
Take
right
the-
there. I'll get it.
Take the camera
Oh.
with you to show them what it is.
Jeremy, do you want to come with me?
Sure.
Come on, kids. Do you guys know who Blippi is? No? You know, kids,
Am I
good for
doing
you.
it?
Oh, all right. No, Blippi is new.
What? Oh.
Dora's all right.
Am I doing okay?
So let's grab.
Yeah.
What's that?
I'm just
Yes.
talking like that.
I don't know the back.
Oh, yeah.
She does.
For the live stream.
Okay.
So they're here.
Okay. Oh,
Clem, you're doing a great job.
All right, so we're going to do the Gansfeld experiment, which is red light goggles. They look just like that, and when you put them on, you don't see anything but red. And then we're going to play white noise through here, and we're going to see what spirits want to talk to me when I can't hear any of the questions being asked. And we'll see what kind of interesting stuff they might have to say. Lauren is going to set up her setup, and we will move on.
they would always keep, just with the training, they'd always keep the same 3 horses together.
Just so you
With
know,
the-
that
with the ladder
microphone, they can
truck.
hear all you're saying on live, just so
Oh,
don't
and the
don't
same
drop
3
any
horses
S or F
with
bombs.
the pumper.
That goes for all of
with
us
the
who are listening
training.
on live. I'm hiding right now.
Question.
I hope you're all
from
doing well
Mariah, I'm gonna repeat
out there
again.
who's watching the
How
live.
did
Thank
they
you so much for
decide
being
what
with us.
horses went with which job in the fire station?
It's based on how they wanted to put the horses together. Again, like I talked about, Jim Rex and Bill were always together on the steamer, and they had other horses on the ladder truck, and they wouldn't mix them up because the horses got to know when the gong rang, this is where I stand, and they hook this up to me and pull this to the fire. That's just what they knew, so they would
I would always
be
say
consistent.
Horses were trained like dogs. They
Yes.
were trained well enough to know
They're
which
very
apparatus
smart.
they were going to pull. So by having them as a team, they knew exactly what to do, just like firemen as a team know what to do.
Correct. And we did have Dalmatians that would keep the horses calm in the stalls while they're waiting on the next fire.
That's what the dogs are for.
Yeah.
That makes
Some were
Decided
trained.
to keep other animals away.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
when,
sure,
yeah,
mice,
yeah,
rats.
when they arrived to the fire scene, the driver would unhitch the horses, take them to the next block. The Dalmatians would guard the horses. Columbus had 110 fire horses in 1908
Wow.
amongst the 16 different stations.
That's
So it's a
amazing.
lot of money invested.
I
So,
wonder how many of those came from meals.
Oh, right, yeah, from the Neal family. Because that was a big part of their business was the
Carriages.
horses and the carriages, yeah.
oh,
So I wonder how much of that had to do with anything. Interesting.
yeah, I don't think we have any records of where
No,
they
that's
actually
okay.
bought
It's just nice to
horses
know.
from. Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, we know that they had the horses right over here. There was a racetrack, I think, somewhere nearby too. So there was a lot of interesting stuff here through the years.
Oh.
Yeah. Thanks to all the hard work this young lady here did
Yeah.
for our other project. I know a lot. So whenever Lauren is done setting up the International Space Station Command Center, we'll go ahead and we'll get back there.
Did we want to look in the?
Yeah, while we're waiting for Lauren, Clem, why don't you show Scott the bell tower? That's pretty freaking cool.
Do I have to walk upstairs?
No, it's right.
I'm
It's
just
right.
playing.
You're a funny guy. No, it's
Thank
right
you.
here.
At least I'm gonna hang out with the Cleminator. You need a sidekick? I think he needs a sidekick.
So this serves two
Oh,
purposes.
You gotta show him.
That's the 1864 alert system. Now you can't see the bell because there's a wooden platform
Okay.
up there, but the city was divided into 5 districts: north, south, east, west, and central. And there were 2 bell ringing points in each district. Police officers could ring the bell. They're walking the beat. They don't have cars.
Right.
If they see a fire, oh, District 2. 2 rings.
Probably
right.
just about to drink his coffee and saw that fire.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that's one purpose for this. And then fabric hose has to be dry after we wash it and rinse it before we stack it on the truck. So you
Okay.
get mold and mildew.
So you
So that was the
hang-
purpose for this. So
Oh, wow.
people would go up there.
Nope.
And if you want, Scott, well, let me trade you places because you
All
got
right.
stuff in your hand. So it'd be 2 people down here. You ready, Scott? Yep. So the person down here is going to hoist that up 50 feet
Oh, that's a heck of a
to
ride.
you. As
If
wet,
you guys don't
wet
know,
hose.
these things are heavy. They're not light.
Yep. So then there's 2 metal poles setting the bricks up there. Each one of them has probably 30 of these hooks.
Oh my
So once this gets up there, you put up that, okay, Cleminator, I'm ready for the next one.
I'd be like, all right.
Nowadays we have hose dryers in the firehouses.
Oh, that makes sense.
But this
Better
is how they did
technology
it
than
in the
this.
old days.
It's no good way to send beer up and down, though. Hose dryers don't do that.
The what?
You can't send beer up
Oh.
and down.
No, it's not advisable.
Boring.
Oh,
Is that mine or yours? Oh, it's mine.
I guess
Thanks,
yours.
Cleminator.
Yep.
Appreciate you.
no.
All right. Hey, whoa, I almost walked into you. Really, I almost didn't see you there.
The stable's
All right.
on the right, maybe?
Yeah, let's go check this stuff out. Sometimes I just wonder about how many aggravated, pissed off firefighters get on and off apparatus to go do their job because they're so frustrated with the things that are going on. That's what I think about a lot when I see these things.
Understood. So I guess we're going to walk back into what used to be the horse barn. There's 4 sets that survived of horse stall doors.
Oh, so these are original.
Those are original.
These are cool.
4 sets out of 10 survived, which is great.
Yeah, it's not
We
bad.
can close this off for different events and stuff.
All right,
So come on back
folks.
here. I wanted to show you this picture here, and maybe you might get something off of that. I don't know. That's steamer number 5 in German Village. So there was it was engine house number 5. It closed in the 60s. There was a restaurant that was very popular.
Okay.
Now it's an architect's firm, but that's the real deal. That's steamer number 5.
Sorry.
They're going on a fire run because they got the smoke billowing out of the stack. That's on Whittier Street, just east of 3rd. That building's still there. It didn't have the little peak thing anymore. It's a flat roof. That's blown up from a 5x7. The photographer stood there and took several pictures, and it shows the people moving and the steamer moving. Very cool. And you got the names of all the kids and everything. But that's around 1910 or so.
Okay.
But so I don't know if you pick
That's-
up anything.
So is this
Off
the
of that.
original location of the horse stalls right here?
Yeah, this whole section here
Oh, it was like on
was 10 stalls and 9
Well, the
horses.
floors would have been the wood.
The floors were come over here.
Oh, we're gonna see.
Let's come over here, Scott.
This is 1920.
You got it, boss.
This is 1908. This is original floor here.
Oh, very cool.
Because there's a stairwell here for the men to get up to the hayloft. So we kept this, but this was underneath all where they're standing there.
It was better for the horses.
And then in 1920, when the horses retired, that's 1920 brick. This was probably 3 times as wide as my foot. This was an open sewer trench.
Yum.
I know. So it's a big part of the firefighter's job was taking care of the horses. And of course they had veterinarians, mucking the stalls, the veterinarians, farriers, horseshoers.
Yeah.
So this is, if you notice, we have real pretty red brick on the first 70 feet of our driveway.
Yep.
So that was a 1990 renovation. So we recycled that brick instead of throwing it away. We
That's
said, hey, let's
amazing.
make
Yeah,
this
put it in
a little
here.
bit nicer.
So cool back here.
But so just imagine back in the day, no air conditioning, 9 horses doing their thing,
Yeah, it's not a fun place
18
to be.
firefighters coming back here. And, yeah,
Or 2 junior guys.
right?
Yep.
Exactly.
You guys got to know how these things work. The junior
You're
guy.
the new guy. Yep.
No,
Do
yep.
the stalls.
Yep. Muck 'em. Get back there.
He's like saying he wants to be, and also.
Okay, so Scott, pick an area that you're comfortable in to do what you want to do back here. We can move those benches or.
Yeah, whatever you.
First off, I want to visit my mom's kitchen from 1990, and then we're going to go ahead and
Is
we're.
that the safety kitchen?
Yeah, it sure is. This is literally like, come here, guys. If you didn't know that I was standing in a firehouse, okay? All right, here, I'm going to step up here. Watch this. Hey, you want some dinner?
Sure.
How are the kids?
Great. Doing wonderful.
Yeah? How's school?
Oh, they did great.
Oh, that's really good. Would you do me a favor and give me some peas out of the freezer?
Oh, absolutely.
Thanks so much.
Are you having mac and
It is.
cheese?
I know.
It's
Yum.
stepping back into the 90s, isn't it?
So if my wife is watching this, she knows that this is obviously completely fictional because I don't know anything that I just did. I don't touch the stove for fear of fires mainly, and because I'm not a good cook. But this is so cool. It's like a little time capsule in here. I love it.
So we use this for our main mission of the museum, which is fire safety education. So when the museum opened, which was all being renovated in the 90s.
This
and
is
still
it.
look.
Yeah, this is
Check
it.
out the wall
It just
phone.
needs like a goose or something up here, like one of
Right.
those little blue gooses. So
Did you see the wall phone?
I did. I don't know if I should bring that up. It might freak some people out because they're going to realize they don't know where their wall phone is anymore. All right, so Clem, and anybody else who works in here pretty often, I'm going to tell you while we're back here because it seems to be chipping away at me if it's something I should talk about. So one of the things that before we even got here, I don't know if I think I wrote this down this morning while we were having our breakfast.
Okay.
That there was a child spirit present, and the child wanders around the building all day and talks to the adults and tries to engage with them, but the adults don't necessarily always know that the child is around. Sometimes the child is very well known to be present, but it's not like often. And then what was interesting, if you want to come here,
Sure.
because you're wearing this interesting shirt, something that I thought was weird is she kept drawing all these small circles and then some really big prominent circles.
Oh.
And I was like, well, that's weird. What does that even look like? And I didn't know if it was change or something. But then when I walked in, I noticed that the seal for here is all like the big circle, a big circle here, and then a bunch of little circles in the middle. So I'm wondering if this is a design that was starting to come through, and if I had given it some time, it would have manifested a little bit better. So my question is in this space, do you have like a child that you think wanders around?
I've known of one that hung out in the hayloft. Because I'm sure it was, since firefighters work here 6 days a week, I'm sure they
Their families would
bring their family, say it's Scott's birthday today, bring a cake quick.
Sure.
And so I know there's one that hangs out up
So-
there, but we don't know, is it a firefighter child or the people before? We don't know.
Yeah, what you said earlier about that, the house being demolished or the houses being demolished to build this, there's a very good chance that somebody had a child that didn't make it and they're still here in this space.
That's true,
And
yeah.
exploring here now that this is what's in place of their home. So we're going to see if we have any luck contacting a small child or any of the other entities that might be wandering around here and see what they have to say, and then we'll
Okay.
go and check this place out some more. Does that sound fun?
Yeah,
You guys
awesome.
have you ever seen any like live ghost hunting stuff happen? No.
I've heard things. I have not seen myself.
Nothing?
Heard
Okay.
lots of things.
You seem like a pretty open person about it, which
Yeah.
is nice, and you also, I
We
think.
acknowledge it for sure.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
really
There's
important.
things that happen, and we're like, huh?
Yeah. Always
Like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, moving along.
Like,
I gotta do
whoa,
things.
yeah.
freezes that catch
Go
you
back.
when you walk into a space.
Yes.
Right.
That shouldn't be there, especially
Exactly.
upstairs.
And then I know that you had said that somebody had passed away of a heart attack.
Well, we had, so here's a funny, well, a weird story. So there was a firefighter that died in that maintenance building around 1916. That's where everything went to get fixed.
Okay.
Okay. So a truck had come in to get a tune up, and he was running, started it, got overcome by carbon monoxide.
That's
So it's very sad. So I don't know if they didn't know about it back
Yeah,
then,
they
like
may
we
not.
do now.
Right,
But
like-
so we know that happened for sure. And then Captain Dukeman, the house captain there, had a heart attack. Went home. I don't think he was on duty. Probably is, yeah.
But he
And
was
then
here
2
for
months
50 years.
He's on the department for 53 years.
Yeah, so there's a good chance that even after he passed away, I mean, he probably came back to his other home, his real home, honestly, after
Yes.
50 years.
And
6 days a week. I mean, this is where you're
so
at.
here's something really weird, and I don't know if you picked up on this. So at the pen, so Dukeman's, was it his father or his brother, worked over there at the old Ohio Pen.
Oh, no.
And he was running a piece of machinery, and he said, this isn't safe, this isn't safe. They said, just you shut up and do it, and he got killed over there.
Oh, my God. By the people or by the machine?
The machine, something, the belt slipped and something horrible.
More
a
innocent
horrible
lives at the penitentiary.
accident. So I don't know if you picked up on that.
I didn't. I
No,
had no
okay.
idea.
Tell me about
So-
the person that you're picking up on at the graveyard where you said that
What was I talking about? Remind me.
limbs being pulled off.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there was somebody at the cemetery who we came across, and he was talking about having limbs taken or amputated. So maybe that had something to do with this. I don't like to grasp at
Oh.
straws, but
That's just the
it's
only
an-
thing it made me think of first.
Which-
is-
which
Not
cemetery?
that they were related.
Which cemetery?
We can't tell you on the
Oh,
live.
well, we
but
talked
can tell
about it
you
earlier.
Off the live.
Okay.
you know which one. We were
Oh,
just, yeah, you got it.
gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry,
I just
folks.
thought that was
We were
like-
asked not to say, and we're very respectful, so we're not
I
going
know,
Oh,
to.
that's-
the
yeah.
worst.
All right, so let's
Okay.
get our ghost on, shall we? You want to do it?
Yeah, so I wanted to find out where you wanted to set up the best, and I was going to kind of set some things up around you as a little control for what you're doing.
I think that for fun, that black chair right there would probably be
Look
a
at
perfect
me. It's
spot.
like
Yeah,
I'm the psychic.
I keep telling her she might have some abilities.
So I
Yeah.
already have this set up.
I'd really like to
We're gonna
sit here.
there.
So, for all the people who are watching and for you guys to know, I'm not sure what this is about my journey as a paranormal investigator, but I think that every third case that I get has something to do with horses in one way or another. It's
Oh, wow.
it's a really strange thing. I've ended up on a lot of farms with active horse stuff, and like people who are experiencing things around horses, and there's something about horses
Wow.
that sort of seems to attract the paranormal. And then to have a place that had a lot of trauma associated with it with horses, it just kind of makes sense. So let's check this out.
Do you want me to
So
unscrew those light bulbs?
No. Oh,
You
no.
sure? Because that'll keep going
Oh, are they?
off. It's on a motion light.
Now, everyone, just so you know, this is a passive infrared motion sensor, which is actually one of the more popular tools used in paranormal investigation for motion sensing, and it doesn't actually sense motion. It's changing dependent upon a rise or a drop in temperature in the space. So the infrared picks up on a change in infrared radiation, which everything gives off. But that's what happens when it's turning on and off. The end. That was a fun fact. Yes, you can.
The end. Okay. Yeah, then
Nerve break. So Scott, you're getting ready to listen to some white noise.
what? Very loud white noise. Yeah.
And I'm wondering, gosh, I wish we had a speaker so we could let them hear what it sounds like. Can I,
It sounds like this.
let me steal this. I was just about to say.
It. For anybody who's listening, that is exactly what
That's
I'm
what
hearing.
you'll be hearing. And then I have a FLIR thermal imaging camera set up on Scott. So the only reason why you can see his face is because it is lining up my actual camera with the FLIR camera. So if something comes into frame that has a different signature, we will also be able to see if it has mass or not. So I wanted to just have that on him. And then I'm also going to be setting up what's called the KSE method, which stands for kinetic, static, and electromagnetic. And we talked about static, but we also want to add a little bit into this. So we're going to have our static. Is it okay if I place a piece of equipment like behind him? Is it okay if I place a piece of equipment behind him, like in the stall? Okay.
This is going to be really cool. I love this so much because it makes me feel like Ray Stantz from the Ghostbusters. And then I have Egon over here setting everything up for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is a microwave motion sensor that will light up and play us a nice little tone. I'm actually going to turn the tone off.
Okay, can you
so
bring
it'll
the
just
small
light up.
microphone over for Lauren?
What? Sorry.
The small microphone, can you bring that over?
I am mic'd.
The small one we need for the live, so they can hear you.
Oh, can you not hear me?
They can hear you because you're close to me, but if you move, they're not going to. And then Clem, just sit next to Lauren so you can talk too. And yeah, because if you have questions, so basically, Clem,
I'll just hold this.
this is really a very interesting experiment. Basically and this is for the audience too. So these goggles just have some red light inside. And the idea is that even when your eyes are closed and there's light hitting them, your brain is still activating and trying to make patterns out of the light that's coming in. So what happens is the red sort of makes it so that your eyes don't adjust and they don't look for patterns in the red light. So at nighttime when we use red light so we can see and not hurt, right? Our night vision, same kind of thing. So our rods and cones aren't adjusting to the red, so they're not looking for patterns. And that helps you just tap into what's happening inside your mind. And then in here is just white noise. It's just shh. So I really can't hear you guys unless you're yelling. And I am literally just going to tell you all the things that are coming out, the things that I see, feel, and hear. And they may correlate with things that you're asking. They may not. It could go either way. So, but the idea is there's no radio, for our audience that's seen this, there's no radio station. It's just white noise hooked up to these goggles. Thanks to our buddy Brian at Empty Casket Paranormal. Thank you for the glasses as always.
Can I just say, a lot of people in the comments are saying that their feed is not the best quality. We apologize, but we brought all kinds of equipment, including hotspots with us. But this building is just so old and solid that our signals aren't going through.
It's like me.
So that can be frustrating. We apologize for that. When we recut it for a fuller, more formal broadcast, we do have Mikey on the good camera. But what it also means is it's even less likely that Scott's getting interference because nothing is going in or out.
Nothing is
from
working.
this space.
Which is really nice for our equipment, so there is that too.
Correct. So
So-
hang in there with us. We understand it's frustrating, but this is a very unique situation because we're in this particular location like this.
So I will ask too that so everybody stay where they are. So I have a motion sensor on this side of Scott that's just made to light up. It's not going to have any noise. And then we have a proximity sensor right here. And then we have our static sensor. So all three of these together aren't triggered by the same thing, meaning that we have some isolation points. So if we have either all three going off or one at a time, anything like that, it's like they're keeping each other in check. This is something that I had an academic paper published on. It's called the KSE method. So if you want to know more about that, there's some paperwork on it. I'll show it to you. But anyways, I digress. So Scott, are you ready? Okay, so we're going to get into this. We have thermal running, we have motion sense, we have proximity, we also have static. So we are like armed to the T. I'm going to stand back so Scott sort of has his space. And Scott, when you're ready, go ahead and throw those on there. All right, now everybody can make fun of Scott. Oh, wait. Just kidding, Scott.
Now you can.
Now, okay, now everybody. Haha, Scott. So what's going to be happening now is essentially Scott is, some people will call it channeling, but we had spoken about the importance of meditation when it comes to really centering yourself in experiencing paranormal phenomena. So this is another way that Scott is able to get into that meditative state. And Scott, being somebody who practices mediumship and exercises gifts that he may have spiritually, it's a really unique way for him to sort of get in the zone. So we can almost call him like our psychic battery at the moment. So he's shaking his head a few. So we're going to go ahead and start asking some questions.
Interesting. Or his chest area has become blue since he started.
There is a large argument happening that I'm becoming aware of. It physically feels like the space over in this direction. It's approximately probably 10 to 12 men. There's alcohol involved. And it's like a meeting, and they're really upset about, they're saying things like, you can't let them take this from us, you can't let them take this, and they're very upset about that. It's tough to get a year on them. It's more of a modern looking uniform, 1900s.
Is that significant?
Maybe in the 1950s or something like that, and they're really upset about losing. I don't know if they're upset about losing the Firehouse, maybe, or something that was important to them and central to the Firehouse, but
Could have been
they're
some
yelling
problem
about
with
it.
the union and wages.
Oh.
Was it the
Very-
50s when they changed the outside
We
of
had,
the building?
well,
40s,
1953, this was renamed Engine House 1 because they built the Weber and McGuffey Station 16. But I don't think they'd get in a big argument over.
You got to tell them
renaming
this is
it
how we
one.
made our life. This is how we made our life. This is what we rely on. And it seems like they're upset at one person, and they're. So I don't know if they had a union, but it almost seems like a union meeting or a house meeting of all these firefighters.
We can look it up in the history book, but to me it sounds like they're fighting with the mayor or the chief over wages. Is my first guess. Yeah.
Which that would be a commonality thing.
I'm
for
taken
especially-
away from that, and they keep showing me now. I feel like, I don't know if this is to the Firehouse or very nearby, but like almost like a time capsule. Somebody took a bunch of stuff and gathered it up, and they put it down in the ground and like maybe cemented over it or something. And they're saying like, I don't know if people forgot about it, but they're talking about like, it feels like a time capsule.
Could it have
And
been
it feels
the
very close
flagpole
proximity
down
to
at
this building
the-
somewhere.
What year was the flagpole erected at the Firefighters Memorial?
Oh, that was.
That does have a time
early
capsule.
60s?
That has a time capsule at the bottom of
Oh,
it.
that's right. The Firefighter Memorial is on Marconi. Near Gay Street, and they had a time capsule.
My
underneath the
attention
flagpole.
is being brought to the front of the Firehouse, to the far, what is now our left side. There's a large motor vehicle outside, a large motor vehicle accident. And it seems like the residual energy of somebody stumbling in here intoxicated after a car accident looking for help. And it's kind of a mess. It's very intoxicated. And I feel like whatever happened at that time may have been printed pretty heavily here, because they're bringing me to that, and I'm listening to a lot of rattling doors up near the front. And it happens time to time, and I think it happens more often in the daytime than at night. So it doesn't go as noticed as maybe some of the other things that happen when it's quiet here.
Is there anybody that can actively communicate with this gentleman here that might be talking about your history or your interactions here? Are you able to give him some direct contact, and he'll let us know.
There's there's a man who came in through here. He seems like probably lieutenant or captain. He's pretty well in charge. And this is like a playback of something that happened. He's yelling it at a couple guys that were shoveling the old hay and poop out, and they were smoking. And he came in and he said a whole bunch of bad things, and he's basically like, "What are you guys, idiots? Why are you smoking over the hay? You can't do that." And it seems like a problem that happened here a lot, because the guys were smoking cigarettes over the hay and
I haven't
getting
heard
in
that
trouble.
particular story, but that's entirely plausible. Somebody just not thinking. This probably could have been Captain Dukeman. Annoyed with new guys.
At this point, I'm just kind of letting him go. Can someone try to make some direct contact with Scott real quick? We're very much interested in communicating directly. Especially
Say
if
what you're
they're.
gonna say.
There we go.
This is another man who is talking to me, and he's kind of old and gruff. And he said, "You know that the firehouse is no place for children." And when I tried to look a little bit about him and ask him some questions, he may have, in his own life, not only done the firefighting gig, but he alluded to having some sort of business outside of here that felt like heavy machinery rental or something like that. So he's talking to me and he said, "This is no place for children. And if you ever need any excavating done," and he would hand me a business card or something, which is a very interesting little note to who this might be. The name Stu is coming through. Stewart, maybe. I don't know if that's related to him, but it's a name that I'm starting to hear.
Stu or Stewart? Are you able to connect with us here? Lots of ways for you to communicate if you want. On this tablet? So I am currently looking at a thermal imaging tablet, and this is not for me just about trying to communicate with ghosts. This is more or less me looking at any changes that might be happening with Scott as he is either possibly channeling or whether or not he may be communicating with something, but there could be some sort of possibility of fluctuation in temperature on his body or in the surrounding environment that could be happening when something like this happens.
One of the
So that's kind of what I focus
one of the
on.
fellas here is talking about leaving and going to, this is when he was alive. He would leave here, and there's a building somewhere in that direction that it had maybe some ladies of the evening.
Oh my.
And he said it's something that, or it's like a dance hall, and maybe some other things would happen there. He said that's where they would go a lot of times, and it'd be like a buddy system here, and we'd switch nights doing it. And it's sort of like how they would relieve some of the pressure of being here.
So as a side
But he
note,
told me that for some reason to talk about like illicit activities that happened with people in the firehouse that were not actually happening at the firehouse because they wouldn't allow it here, but they were aware of like other things that some of the guys would be up to outside of here, including ladies gambling and drinking when it was not allowed.
so at the moment I'm recording on the thermal and noting changes in temperature in Scott's fingertips, but also his throat area as well. And the significance happens is when we document things like this over time.
Is the spirit of the little child that I was talking to here, can you come up and say hello? And if you can, don't be alarmed by the things on my eyes or my ears. They're just a way for me to help see and hear you. You can come up and say hello to me. And if you have anything that you'd like to talk about, we can do that. So I think this is a little girl. She's about 5 to 6 years old. She has brown hair, a little past her ears, big light brown eyes. And she says that she likes your guys' piggy bank. And she showed me her donation box. She said, I like their piggy bank.
Can you maybe come over and touch this very nice man on the hand? Let him know that you want to talk to us, maybe?
She's telling me that she lost her mom and dad. And she's like wandering around. And this genuinely feels like a small child. It's nothing projecting. It's nothing negative. She's been here for a pretty long time. Mostly, I think that if anybody had ever seen her, if they're going to see her, they may talk about seeing what they think is the half of a ghost, like the bottom half of an apparition, but it's really just a child, and she's like in a small, like, nightgown or something like that, and she's just kind of wandering around and hanging out here. She said that she came from that way, and she found this, and she came here because of all the firemen. She felt like this was a place that she could come and stay.
Does that seem like those stories?
What year? Was it here?
Sometimes it does.
Sometimes he does. Yeah.
I wonder if they died in a fire and she's,
Yeah. Coming here for help.
yeah.
Do we have anybody right now watching in the comments that have any questions or are sensing anything?
She said she likes the toys that are here, and when kids visit, and she just wants to know if there are any other toys that she could play with.
Oh, there's some down the basement, but they're kind of in storage.
Can you come over and talk to us a little bit? Maybe let us know what kind of toys you'd like us to set out for you. We could definitely see what we could do.
I don't know what's going on, but she said, tell them I'm shy.
That's okay. I mean, that linked up.
She
wanna-
said something like, I like to hang out in the room that has all the tools in it. And
Where?
think that she's making some sort of reference to
The maintenance room.
like a shorted electrical outlet or something.
Oh.
She keeps talking about an outlet that's out, and she's like, I hang out over here. I stay out of the way.
Well, you should be careful next to that outlet, young lady. Are you able to tell this nice man the kind of toys that you like to play with, or?
This little girl says that you can call her Jamie. It sounds like Jamie.
Okay, Jamie. Do you know your last?
Jamie.
Do you know your last name, Jamie, or how old are you?
And I don't know if she's talking about here or a building around here, but she said that it got very scary for a while when there was nobody in the building, and there were a lot of people who, she's telling me they were doing drugs, like, and they were passing out and sleeping, and some of them passed away. That doesn't feel like here, but it feels like someplace close. And she's talking about it, and
Like a
she
building
witnessed
in this
it
area?
as a ghost, and she's sort of talking about those things.
The building next door, 1990, we did the renovation. On the front
She
of
said
the
those
building
weren't
next
nice
door was
people
vacant.
all the time.
glass was broken out. So I wonder if she's talking about.
Not a ghost.
And now she's like, that's why I stay here.
I can move.
These are the nice people.
Not a ghost. Jamie, how old are you?
There's a guy who came out of nowhere,
Oh.
and he put his face up against mine, and he looks like one of the fellas in one of these pictures. He had a big old mustache, and he said, enough of this, you need to finish up. Like, he's not super happy about what's going on here.
So we had another group here. This is years ago. We used to have a base radio that would listen to all the runs.
Mm-hmm.
We left it on overnight by mistake. And he commented on the radio. He said, shut that thing down. I'm tired of
Oh.
it. So that might be. He was very annoyed.
Now, as that's happening, as gruff as he was as he came after me, he backed up a little bit, and then something else happened that I didn't expect. And I don't think I heard this at all here at the Firehouse, but there was like some sort of wind chime that played that I could hear, and I'm not sure what to do with that information, but I'm going to tell you that I could hear a wind chime blowing somewhere. And I don't hear it with my ears, I'm hearing it and seeing it in my mind, and I know that it's got to be important in something around here.
Sir, all we're doing here is just...
And maybe when I come out of this, you guys can tell me, but they're telling me that somewhere near here, they stacked a bunch of bodies up. They're saying that I don't know if it had to do with the prison fire
I was going
or
to say, I mean...
another kind of
Yes.
tragedy or something that happened, but
So the Ohio
they're saying
State
nearby there was
Fairgrounds,
like
the
a
old
morgue,
chicken,
and they put all these people on
poultry
top
buildings,
of each other.
they had bodies stacked there
From the penitentiary fire?
penitentiary fire.
Ah.
322
And the little
bodies, they
girl's
put them
like, yeah,
somewhere.
sometimes the people that were there, they wander through here.
Oh, wow.
And then
They give people tummy aches and headaches and make people feel like they don't want to be here because they're very lost and they just walk around.
Well, yeah.
well, the old 17s was used as a temporary morgue for the 1913 flood.
Oh.
So there was bodies over there, and that's 20
And that was
blocks
only
that way. But
less than 20 years before the penitentiary fire. Wow. Is there anybody else who can give Scott a few messages before we...
And she said next door, she's a very intelligent 5-year-old because she's been around for a while.
Ah, she's 5.
She's saying whatever was happening in that building to the left of this, whatever business was in there, she said that's not what they were doing. And then she showed me more drug stuff.
Oh, wow. That doesn't surprise me a bit because of the picture. It was
Oh,
vacant.
it was vacant.
Yeah, but yeah, she is smart. Can we find out her last name?
Jamie, can you tell us your last name? Do you know your last name?
Or what year?
Jamie, or your birthday. Do you know when your birthday is? I just had a birthday.
Okay.
Oh, nope.
I had to take a little break from the white noise and the red light. It's killing me. What'd you guys think about all that weirdness?
Wow.
Oh, that's a lot.
There's
Yeah,
a lot.
It's a lot to process.
It's crazy what happens when you block out the rest of the world. All the information could just come
Yeah.
through.
There was a building next door that was vacant. It was probably used as a drug.
So now you'll see that his hands are not white anymore.
Yeah, I was telling it when we did the 1990 renovation here,
Yeah.
and I'll show you the picture. That building next door, 264, it's got broken glass. So
Okay.
people probably hung out there. That's what Jamie was talking about.
Yeah, maybe. And she
And
was.
there were bodies here from the 322 penitentiary fire.
The fairgrounds, the old poultry building,
Mm-hmm.
they had bodies there. 17s had bodies there from the 1913 flood.
Oh, I forgot about the flood. Yeah.
Lots of floods.
So yeah.
So Scott, I'll show you this later, but I was recording you under thermal, and you naturally have like warmer areas of the body, and
Obvious.
but while you're channeling though, your neck, your throat chakra, which that's going to be completely normal because that's going to be
Yeah, it
you
activates.
providing a voice to somebody who doesn't have a voice box, and your hands both turn hot.
Yep. That's why.
But it's I recorded it,
That's awesome.
so I can show you that later.
So.
Oh wow, I hope I recorded
They
it.
seem to have a lot of information about different kinds of things, and it's not who I would expect. The gentleman, the firefighter who jumped out at
See,
me.
now his hands are.
I
no
didn't
longer.
expect
His
that
hands were
because I
white
wasn't
when
looking
he was channeling.
for anything like that. But he like shoved his face in mine.
And
He's
now
like,
his
"You're about
hands
done,
are-
right?" Like, yeah.
And his
I
neck,
told-
this
yeah, you
entire
did think
area
so.
was all
We had some
white,
ghost people
and
here
now it's getting
years
back
and
with
years
just a
and
little
years
bit
ago.
of red
Well,
in
we
this area
used to have
too.
A base radio that would hear all the dispatching runs,
Right.
and we accidentally left it on the night before that the ghost people came, and they were talking to him, and he said, "Are you a firefighter that works here?" Yeah, and they said, "Whoa." And they heard the radio. We left it on while they were here, and they said, "Oh, what do you think about the radio dispatch?" And he said, "F the radio." He said, "That's a firefighter."
Yep. That's
So that may have
100%.
been that same guy.
Yeah, that probably was because he was like, he's a grumpy,
He was
cantankerous.
a grumpy old guy.
Yeah.
Holy
And that's really what that felt like. But nothing, again, nothing bad or evil or just like the usual stuff. People groans and moans about their space changing and things that they,
Sure,
would
yeah.
expect to stay the same.
We were hoping that you would maybe get a year with Jamie,
Yeah. 'Cause that would
time period,
tell a lot.
anything like that. Although,
Probably like, just by judging from like looking at her,
Yeah.
somewhere in the 19, like, I don't know what little girls' clothes look like in like the early 20s, but I would probably put her around like early 20s to 1930s.
okay,
Like-
what did her hair look like?
Yeah, right.
When I was around
We
here.
could.
And again, she was very specific. She said she wandered from that direction, lost, like as a spirit because something happened and she couldn't find mom and dad. Yeah, so, but sometimes when spirits say that, what they really mean is, I passed away and I didn't know where anybody was anymore, and they start to wander because they're unfamiliar with their new setting.
Right.
So we always pray that doesn't happen because I don't want to be lost and I want anybody I know to be lost. But she seems to have made a home here. So she likes it here. She doesn't wander away from here. There was a time where maybe there wasn't a lot of stuff going on in this building so much. So she was looking for other places where there were people, and she kept finding people that she was like, nah, these are like the people doing drugs or the people doing
Yeah, for
whatever.
many years, this was empty. I mean, people were, only one or two people had the key. You know.
Yeah, so she wasn't here.
Open,
She
so
might have been here for that, but then she'd, go
definitely
venture
probably
out.
something was going on over there.
Yeah, and she was like, they weren't doing the business they said they
More
were
toys.
Yeah, when you
Oh, yeah.
talked about
Oh, yeah.
the argument here, I kind of wondered if it was when this station was being decommissioned and they had to really fight to get this, to save it for the museum.
doing. Oh, no kidding.
Oh, yeah.
That might have been the.
So you'd have to kind of given a time frame a little bit earlier, but that very well could have been.
Yeah.
But that was also about the same time that they were changing the number of the station.
Oh, okay. You never know if it was up on the chopping block before and they argued to keep it, before it became official. So, I don't know, but that's what it felt like a heated union meeting. Like, we cannot let our firehouse go down. Like, how could they do this to us?
They took off the parapet and all the front of this
Yeah.
Station. You'll see pictures on the barn stall doors, and they took all of that off. They removed some windows. So that was
Yeah.
probably a discussion at the time, like, is it worth saving?
Right.
Yeah, that's
Do we
very-
tear it all the way
that's
down,
really
or-
good, yeah. Well, they tried to get engine house number 5 for the museum. And
Mhm.
the city said no, so they were stuck for a while in limbo. Then we,
Right.
thank God, got this.
All right.
That was very.
Was that
very
fun?
cool. Yeah.
Corey, do our
I like
viewers
that.
have any questions about what happened or what the process was? Or, well, we've got Clem and Julie here who know a lot of the lore.
No questions I have about that. The main thing I have is that the number 29 popped up again. So if there's anything significant
Yeah,
that might be
that-
related
So that's
to
been
Scott,
coming up a
that-
lot
that-
The only listen, guys. The only thing the number 29 means at all to me, and it only means anything as a first responder, is the 10 code, and 1029 is a deceased person. That's the only thing that I could think of that means anything. But this is a firehouse, not an EMT station or a hospital, and it's not out on a scene somewhere. So I think that might be stretching a bit, because all I do is talk to dead people. They would use that code all the time. So I don't think that's
Yeah.
quite it.
It's come up a lot. Corey, to say the different ways it's come up.
Do you want to hook your bridge?
So it came up back at
Yeah.
it came up back at the cemetery today quite a few times.
Okay.
And then it's come up here at the firehouse quite a few. It's just a number that's been repeating throughout the whole investigation.
So
there's
how
no
did that
reason
number
that
come?
has-
I didn't bring it up.
What city was that? Because here at 1018 is a deceased.
A
What city is
1018
that?
in our town is fire call?
See, here it's a 10-5. So in different cities
Yeah,
have
different cities, different 10 codes.
10 codes.
Yeah.
So I don't know what a 1029 is here. I'd
Yeah,
have to
that
look.
maybe that's the fire
Oh,
signal.
that's what we need to find out.
Yeah, what's the
What's the
city?
1029 here?
Yeah, what's the 1029 here?
Or no, I'm sorry, a 1025 is a fire.
Okay.
The
So
Columbus Police 10 codes.
find out,
Pretty sure
internet.
1025
you guys
is
know
a
what to
Yeah.
do. So
Find out what
Lauren,
it, yeah.
Lauren's going to hook up another piece of equipment called the bridge.
Where do you want me?
You're going to see it used here briefly today, and then we're going to use it a lot tomorrow. But we're really excited to see what the technology brings to us here at Signal Network, and we know what value
I'll get
Lauren
this to you in a
brings.
second.
She's really
Are
cool,
you?
even though
Did
I
you
don't
have more
tell
to
her.
say? This is for the live.
I hope you guys are enjoying this, by the way. A juvenile complaint. Man,
That's funny.
yeah, that is funny because there's a little
Missing child or a disorderly youth.
What is this?
a missing person or a disorderly
Missing
juvenile.
child.
1029.
Yeah.
It's a juvenile complaint, missing child or disorderly
In Columbus.
youth. In Columbus, that's what it says. for-
And that's there's a big orphan issue here, I guess, right? Because they're
Throughout the whole investigation. it's
yeah,
come up.
orphans, and a little wandering child through here. Yeah, so orphanage, horses and orphanage. I was never an orphan, thank goodness, but adopted, yes, Lauren as well. And then, we come here and horses are playing a big role for everything. So sometimes the universe puts us on a path and we're just going to follow it down the road. As we're going, I'd like to say again, thanks to all the volunteers here who stayed and hung out with us the extra time so we can investigate their really awesome firehouse. Hey, New Jersey, pay attention because this is cool. I would go to this. Not even a fireman.
So if you're in Columbus, it's the Central Ohio Firemen's Museum.
Fire Museum.
Fire Museum. It's open.
Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
And it's there. We didn't even show you all the fun things. The little kids, they have fire outfits, jackets and boots that the little kids can put on.
You'll see it in the B-roll with me.
Of the fire truck and push the buttons and ring the bells. There's a lot more to the museum that we were focusing on our paranormal investigation, but it's a really fun, hands-on, interactive place.
Absolutely.
I will also be in the fire truck later.
So we encourage you to come down here. Easy parking. Coming from New York, I love that there's easy parking. So thank you for letting
Plenty
us.
of lots around us.
come
No, you're
here.
very welcome. We're happy to have you here.
Thanks.
Columbus
And now you know it's haunted,
is the best.
Only in the nicest way.
All the ghosts so far are friendly, except for the grumpy old fireman. But listen, if you've ever met a real life old fireman, let me tell you something. They're grumpy and they smell like fire.
Okay, now we're going to get complaints.
You can complain all you want. I know this for a fact. I meet them time to time.
Here come
The Cleminator, he smells like he just crawled out of a burning building. It's still in his skin. It's permeated. But that's what heroes smell like. So what are we complaining about? Us cops smell like Irish Spring and coffee.
Oh, what a funny guy.
So everything I say is always with love.
Oh,
And
I know. I think it's awesome.
I love firemen.
To go back to Jamie,
Yes.
so we did capture one time a little girl up in the hayloft playing,
Okay.
which is entirely plausible because if they had their families come over, they'd say, go up in the hayloft, Mom and I need to discuss business and the
Yeah.
budget and everything.
Right. Maybe.
It was a fireman's.
Yeah, we just simply
Yeah.
firefighter family. I
Yeah.
don't know.
But it could have been if
That's
so.
very, very cool
Let's
about it.
devil's advocate, right? Let's say I'm a fireman and my wife comes to visit me and brings the kids all the time, and then you're a child and you're like, "Where did my dad?" And you passed for some reason. Where's Dad? The Firehouse is really easy to find. It's huge and very prominent. So, just to play devil's advocate, you're a child and you're like, "Where do I need to find Dad?" The Firehouse. I know that's where I can find him. And then you come here and, maybe he's not here at the time because whatever, and you just stay here and wait.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's more to be found. We'll have to go through some of the records, and hopefully our team and myself will be able to do that and see if we can find a Jamie that went missing around that time, and see if we can, or passed, and see if we can find
Out of
it.
curiosity, did you notice our painting of the steamer truck?
I didn't see it. I'm kidding. Of course I saw. Let's turn around and check it out.
So what's really cool about that painting is it used to hang in a bar down the street.
You're killing me because somebody kept talking about a bar, and I just kind of ignored it because firemen. You know what I mean?
So it was
Right.
it was
Just
a
playing.
gift to the bar owners, and
Look at it. It's beautiful.
hung on the wall there.
It's called the elevator now, but it was Bott, B-O-T-T, Bott Brothers. They're very haunted too.
Look, you see this guy right here with the mustache, and he's got Gomez next to him from the Addams Family. He's like, you see that guy up there? They're not going to move, even though we got 3 Clydesdales and this giant flaming device coming down the road. They're not going to move. And he said, you know what, buddy? That'll be the 3rd pedestrian we hit this week. I don't care. We got to get this fire out. And they just did it. And then the cop came eventually, and they cleaned up the body. It was fine. But that's the story behind this painting. I just made that up. I'm just kidding.
Explanation of it being a spectacle.
It is. Think about this. And look, here's me. I'm reincarnated now. I'm a little skinnier, but I'm right here. I'm not even looking where the firemen are going. I'm like, I'm going to go over here because that's where the action isn't happening. And there's probably a Dunkin' Donuts fairly in this direction here. And the firemen are like, to the fire! And that's where they're going, baby. The horses are like, this guy's upset. He's like, we're going to hit that pedestrian. He's like, I know. And he's like, let's do it. They all have a story, and they're all very happy to be here.
The end.
You guys,
You have a very active imagination.
Yes.
this is actually what happened. If AI filled out the rest of this picture, we would see what I just said.
They
100%.
have 6 legs and.
The 6 legs, and yeah, they're very excited. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. It's just crazy. And somebody took the time to paint this. This is amazing. It's just crazy.
That was done from a photograph of the dispatch. in 1908. So
Really?
you think he would have made a little, but he made this big 10,000
No.
square foot painting.
He said, I need a project that's going to get me away from the wife for a few days. And he was like, I'll see you. Yeah, a few months. And he said, I got to get outside, hon. I got to go draw some horses. And then he painted this beautiful photo.
It was painted the same year that.
Yeah, it's been
1908.
1908, same as this bill.
So it kind of is fitting that it ended up back here, right? Which is really tremendous. And you said the building that this came from is allegedly haunted.
Yes.
So what kind of things do we think go on? And what's it called?
It's called the elevator now.
I wonder what it used to be. It's a bar. And
Beautiful,
I love
fancy.
it. Yeah.
yeah, but was it like not that fancy before? Was it a pub? Always a fancy bar? Yeah?
The elevator was
Oh,
like
yeah.
a huge old pull hall.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was Fox Brothers Billiard. Yeah. Ding, ding.
Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I've been just telling stories waiting for you.
I was just
Ready? Okay, let's do it.
I was just letting the stories be heard.
Do you know me? I just make things up.
This is a fun experimental. The cool thing is it does not matter if you stand in direction of it. I'm going to do a very condensed version of what this piece of equipment does. So this is the bridge. It is an experimental communication device that I take some theories throughout the paranormal, mainly ideas with radio waves, radio communication, using things like spirit boxes, but I remove sound. I remove voices. I remove anything that has to do with like audio pareidolia, and we turned it all into text. So what's happening right now is there is a receiver across the room, and that receiver has an antenna. My transmitter has an antenna. And if you had glasses that could see radio waves, you would see a braided chain of radio waves between this antenna and that antenna. And the reason why is because if the idea is that whatever energy we might be communicating with, if it can interact with audible radio waves, then could it possibly interact with something like text-based radio waves? This is a controlled line, so us being on live, or if there are two-way radios going on or anything like that, can't actually interact with this technology. It's on a very specific frequency. And I like to sort of equate it to if I were to hand you a bag of Scrabble tiles and you could spell out things for me. So think of it like a digital spirit board meets interactive interdimensional time, but just all sorts of crazy stuff. Who knows? This is ghost hunting. That's why it's fun. So it's experimental. It's not something that I have for sale, but it's something that we are going to play with here. So the reason why it's so cool here is because you have a slow connection on our live. That's like prime. That means that there is less likelihood of any sort of things from outside the building coming in and messing with the frequency or messing with anything. I have a lot of checks in place when it comes to how we send questions along the bridge. So what we're going to be doing is just typing out some words or phrases or questions, and it will activate a digital spirit board in the receiver. What we're looking for is changes in the questions that we're sending, but also if anything with the digital spirit board coming up that might make sense or that might, I don't know, be something that freaks me out, to be completely honest. Let's be real. Okay.
Ready, Freddie?
Let's do it. What song is that from?
Huh?
What song is that from?
What? So, what?
Ready, Freddie?
I don't know.
Crazy little thing called love.
Is that the Beatles?
It's Queen.
Of course I know that.
So what we're gonna do is, you know what, actually, what is the name of the gentleman that you guys say is here?
That would be Captain Dukeman.
Can you spell?
CAP.
Well, I know that, the last name for me.
Dukeman. His first name is
So-
Noah.
You know what?
George Noah Dukeman.
George, that is a noble
George
name.
Noah Dukeman.
So what I'm doing is I'm actually not going to be starting out with a question. I'm just going to type his name, and we're going to see if anything happens. So this is my end of it is me typing out his name. It's assigning it a very specific, what's called a checksum number. So that makes sure that anything that I send is going to line up with anything that that receiver over there gets. And I will say,
On that receiver?
huh?
Do we want a camera on that receiver?
I was just about to say, when I send this, that's where the action will happen.
We'll go over there.
Yep.
Did you guys hear that?
I was going to say, I've heard multiple things.
Yeah, there was a loud noise up
That
front.
was a scoot.
So I walked in the door.
Yeah.
Wait.
Who? Okay.
One of your guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I was like, that was so weird to hear something like that. Yes, they all freaked out. It was good. I was just wondering, you know what I'm saying? Captain Dukeman.
so the cool
Hello.
thing about this too is that I'm going to send this same thing rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
So now we can sort of walk around this area and just talk to the space and see what happens.
Yeah.
I also have a static sensor set up underneath the receiver. So we're going to go ahead and start this. You're going to hear a little ding. You're going to also
Bing
see
bong.
some lights happen.
Oh, this is so cool. Here we go. So that's sending a message to
So
that.
that's sending a
and
message
the idea is
rapidly.
That the ghost might be able to interfere with the signal from here to there and give us some actual feedback on that screen.
You know the original Willy Wonka, where he sends the big chocolate bar across the room?
All right, so
Inspiration.
Captain Dukeman, my name is Scott, and this is Lauren. We've been at your firehouse for about 2 hours now, and we're just wondering if you have anything to say, if you are indeed here. Is there anything you'd like to tell the folks at the museum?
And we can, when things flash on the screen, I have a log that everything gets logged in with timestamps, so we can go back into the log
And check it.
and match things up, especially that we're filming.
So, Captain, you can just talk or yell
Yeah,
or,
you guys
or
can-
touch, whatever you like. And if you guys have any questions, please ask, and we'll see if we get any responses. Again, the idea is that they're somehow interfering with that signal.
As long as this pink light is lighting, the signal is completely active. So it's like a controlled version of a spirit box, basically.
So, do you have any questions?
Tell us about the Philadelphia block fire. I heard you were a hero for that.
Ooh, that did something, no?
You helped save
What's
a
that
few
noise?
lives.
Something in there?
No, I thought that made a noise, no?
This does make noise.
All right, the Philadelphia block fire. We heard you are a hero.
It said no, 8.
No,
No, 8.
and then 8. Okay, so the no.
Was he a humble man? We also don't want to reach. Sometimes things will make sense. Like I said, it's like giving a bag of Scrabble tiles and sort of just throwing them out there. And we may have some chaos in the mix of things that don't make sense, but there have been a few data documented instances where things have lined up.
Captain Dukeman, do you want to be remembered as a hero? You know, as the only fireman in the room, you really should ask any questions you have.
What was it like caring for the horses? Did you have a favorite horse?
Oh, yeah. Are you able to tell us the name of your favorite horse?
So, Lauren, for myself in the audience, when that just lights up and nothing is going on, or the screen changes a little bit, what's going on there?
So when it does, this is letting us know that there is an active radio connection between
Right.
that antenna and this one. So there's
Yep.
an active bridge happening, VUL. And when it rings like that, that means that
There's a
something
message
from the
incoming?
spirit board is
Okay.
coming together. So sometimes it's gibberish, and then sometimes it will spell out a word. So this Something that is, if anybody's familiar with paranormal investigative equipment, something like a word bank is used a lot in investigating. So the only word bank that this has, and I have it accessible that I can even pull it up to show people, all it has is A through Z, yes, no, hello, goodbye, and then 1 through 10 and 0. So that's the only thing that is programmed in terms of like a word bank. So that's why I call it a digital spirit board. But you will see sometimes letters make no sense, and then you will see names, you will see words sometimes come up. It's very interesting. And no, yes it is. And sometimes it's funny. But the idea behind it is we're taking multiple sort of communication modalities, putting them all into one thing and putting as much control on it as we can. But of course, I also make things look like very cool and
Obviously.
and
So, Captain
Crystals on
Dukeman, can you tell us how many years you were a firefighter?
that immediately said, but that wouldn't make sense. That said 7.
They gave a number. That's
He was on 53 years.
Yeah.
at least it was a number. So, Captain Dukeman, can you tell us?
And it said 7 again. This is also letting me know that it has run what?
I'm just trying to figure out what stall we would be near. This is probably number 8.
I don't know.
the horse.
Yeah, you asked about the
What would
horse.
the
so
horse be?
For the stall number 7, maybe?
I was just, I was
You
just
don't know
thinking.
how they numbered the-
Yeah, I don't know how they numbered
No
them.
idea how they numbered the stalls. What's that say?
Might just be gibberish. I'm gonna send through another question. The yellow light lets me know that that's done sending through those
Okay.
words. So we're gonna refresh it.
Okay.
May not be Captain Deep.
Could be somebody else, yeah. We never know.
Well, supposedly there's a ghost.
I'm actually just gonna put in what is your first name?
Yeah,
I
that'll
mean, it's
do.
letters, but it's also a question.
Yeah.
Sometimes questions come back, interestingly enough.
Does it make a difference where we are?
No.
Physically?
Staying back here, and I know you guys were talking about upstairs is like where you think the most. Weird.
Just, yeah, we're not allowed to go upstairs. No filming up
His
there.
name is Paul.
I'm just gonna say, I'm saying, what is your name? To see if that comes back with anything.
What I am going to do with Egon's permission here. Hey, can I move your seer box over to where
Yeah.
I felt that?
Heck yeah.
Thanks. I have a very bad track record of gear. I'm not allowed to touch much.
Oh, if you look closely at it, it's beat up.
I try to eat it all. I'm just kidding. Let me put it over here.
And no more seer.
So if there's anybody hanging out over here, you can get up near that box and touch it. We'll just have to listen for it.
Okay.
Because
now
that's where I got
active.
that strange charge earlier, and that should pick up something like that.
Actually, you
so.
know what? While nobody's out there, I'll also put a motion sensor out
There
there.
we go, baby. It's ghost hunting. And a little dancing. You guys ever dance while you ghost hunt? I don't dance at weddings, only while I'm ghost hunting. Yeah, it is. Listen, if there's anything, and all of you should know this, ghost hunting can be very boring. Because normally you don't have cameras and people hang out. It's just like you and your other nerdy friend in the dark in the basement and spiders. It's not that interesting. And sometimes the most interesting thing that happens is a piece of gear flashes once the whole time, and that's what you get, you know? So it's not always that fun. So you come up with ways to entertain yourself in the dark while you're waiting for things to happen. Which way is that faced? That way? Oh, fantastic. So she just set up a motion sensor. She probably just told you about it. What it does, it's shooting microwaves that way. And then I also have her seer box, which is the static box, set up out there. So if we hear any triggering happening out there, we know there's some spirits walking around.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
neither one of those should be
Go
triggered,
off,
but
yeah.
yeah.
All right. So you asked, what is your name, right?
I
what
did.
Okay.
And then we can check in a little bit. We'll check the log and see if anything makes sense.
So spirit, we heard that there might be also a spirit named Paul roaming around this building. If Paul is present and you didn't want to talk with me, but you'd like to check out some cool new gadgets, would you please just try to say hello to us? Wipe T?
What did that say?
Is that in the blue writing on the top? It says wipe T or whip it?
What?
WIPET.
Yeah, that's the whatever is coming through. WIPET. I don't know.
WIPET. Anybody's last name?
Go to the good book.
Wouldn't
Go
that
to the
be
good book, he
crazy?
says. All right, so whoever just said that, I don't know if it's part of your last name or your whole last name, but if you can hear me and you really...
E.
Okay, so another E? All right.
That's what I was seeing some letters come through. That's what I was interested in to
Okay.
go back in the log.
So if any of you are familiar with messing with the television or any of the other electronics in this building, this is something designed for you fellas and gals to mess with. So do your best to mess with the electronics. We're asking you to. But once we leave, that doesn't mean you go turning on the lights and turning off the lights while there's people here and scaring them, okay? That's not what we want to do. We're all friends here.
3VI.
3VI. Okay, kind of gibberish stuff. So, can you please do your best to spell out your name? QNINET. So it's giving us some of the same similar letters at the end there, like whip it or whatever that was, right? That's interesting.
yeah, sometimes it doesn't make. That's me.
Okay, there we go. What is your name? We're asking again.
Don't want to freak you out. I only had it set for 10.
That would have been awesome if a ghost typed back, like, what is your name? Like, you want to play a game? Only some of you get that reference. All right, so we don't have too much longer in your museum, in your home here. So if there's something you'd like to talk about, please come down and feel free. You can see we're very friendly and we want to chat. It said was? W-A-S? Interesting. Okay. So what was your name then, if that is what you were alluding to? What did people call you?
Don't stress if you didn't see it. We'll go back in the log.
Okay.
It logs
Do
everything.
you ladies have any questions? No? It's fun to talk to air, I promise. If you don't want to ask out loud, I can ask for you. No?
I can't think of any.
What year is it?
Oh. Lauren wants to know if you know what year it is.
Thank you, Scott.
I have one job on this ship, Jason. It's stupid, but I'm going to do my job.
That's okay.
Anybody? Galaxy Quest. Now we're all just waiting for the chimes. I like it. We're going to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, sometimes I just let it go and then I go through the log.
Clem, were there any haunting stories that we didn't include too that we want our readers to know if you experienced?
The ghost came in the back door 3 times when I was here.
Oh, like,
So hold on. Let me get close to these so we can hear
yeah, I
you.
was going to say.
So what happened with the ghost?
So I was here by myself. This is a long time ago, 15 years ago, and I was up front. So when somebody comes in the back door, it's very obvious. Put the key in, they come in, pull the panic bar. I thought it was Bill, our former director, who our offices are on the 3rd floor, Station 1.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a Friday afternoon. I figure, oh, he's coming over to check on me, grab a soda, lock up, go home. Okay, cool. And I'm literally yelling back here, Bill, hello, Bill, Bill. And I'm like, what the heck? So I'm walking back here, nothing. I'm like, okay, that's freaky. Like, okay. And it happened like a couple weeks later, same thing.
Really?
I'm like, okay, this is really weird. And it happened again, and then I think the ghost was using the phone because we have like 4 phones in the place, so wherever you pick up a receiver,
Can somebody
the
mark
light
the time?
shows.
What time is it? 6:03. I just want to make sure that we mark it, so if I'm looking at the
So
log
there was
and
a
something's coming
a
back
phone
while
in
he's
that little
talking.
closet there behind the blue door. So I was
Okay.
in front of like, oh,
I didn't know if that
he's-
was accurate.
Bill's using the phone and wants a little privacy. Okay, so I come back. Nothing. I'm like, I think I yelled out, that better not be a phone call to China. And then walked away.
And that was that?
And I was like, yeah, that was it. Just those 3 times over, of course, like a month or so.
So it's in.
really weird.
We've had people also, we have a display that's burned
Behind
rooms
Uh huh.
to push
That's
home
right.
the story of. We have a display here that is the burned room display.
Right.
It's to push home the message that you sleep with your door shut.
Yeah.
But we've had people that'll go in there, there's a button you push and then you just follow along the prompts to walk you in. And we've had people say that when they're standing there, they're like, well, where'd that guy go that was in here with me?
Oh, shut up.
So we've had that happen on 2 occasions.
Crazy.
Yes. Yeah, that's the name
That's where
Paul
Paul-
that has come up.
So you guys should have directed me in there, even though I didn't feel pulled to it. Maybe I'll go in there and sit for a minute when we're done with the bridge and
Yeah.
see. Because it's dark in there?
It's
Or
dark in
can
there.
be?
There's some lights that come on in the display,
All right.
but it's pretty dark.
Yeah, don't hit the button. It takes forever to.
Yeah.
We can turn
I'm
off
not going to
the
hit any
lights.
buttons. We'll just
Yeah.
sit
Light in
and...
there, but we can turn that off and you can sit.
I'll just sit and see if Paul wants to come out and say hi. Because if there is a ghost named Paul that's hanging out, and is it children who have reported or is it adults?
It's
that-
adults that have reported it.
Really? That's so
Yeah.
crazy. How? Yeah, they described
that
him.
I'm not sure of. Men or women? I thought the one first story I heard was a woman, the other I'm not sure of. Most children don't go in those rooms unless they're older.
Okay.
Because it's a pretty
Kinda scary
sobering
looking?
display. Yeah. But definitely the adults.
Okay.
One of our, I can tell a couple more stories. One of our board members was, Susan's not here. He was talking to Susan and he's talking. She's standing here and he's out there. So he's looking this way. Oh yeah, how's it going today? Oh good. And he keeps going like this. And she's like, what are you doing? He said, well, there's a firefighter standing like 5 feet behind you in 1930s gear. She's like, what? And clear as day to him, but she turns around and he's gone.
Yep.
So I'm like, ooh, that's freaky.
That's a pretty common thing that happens where
You feel like
when
you see them?
yeah, well, no, like where Jeremy asked, like, does it matter where we're sitting for the experience that we're going to have?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it does matter. And sometimes the perception of just a few feet changes what you're going to see in front of you. And I've worked with an investigator where I saw something where probably about 10 feet away from me, this gentleman and I were standing far away, but we were kind of talking. And he stopped talking and I stopped talking and we both watched something and we looked at each other and said, what did you see?
Oh.
And what I saw was the light bend in the room. It was very odd. It just like the light bent and moved. And I told him that and he said, that's not at all what I saw. I saw a woman walk by.
Whoa.
So we both, from this almost the same vantage point, but just a few feet, both saw something, but we saw something different. And I have no explanation as to why that would be. We were on an investigation, so we're ready. That's what we were looking for. And just depending on maybe that site, at that time from the back of the firehouse to here, maybe there was something about the time and distance that created that so that
Right.
they could see it and she couldn't because she was immediately on top of it. It's just
Yeah,
something to think
exactly.
about. There's no science to back that up. It's just that I know that so many of us have experiences and I've talked to people who have been in the same room with people and said they didn't experience the same thing. So there must be positionally something that happens that we're experiencing things differently, right? And that happens. How many times have we been out with our family and you're like, did you just see that? And they're like, see what? And you're
Right,
like,
yeah.
oh my God, I can't believe you missed that. It was crazy. It's a dinosaur on the side of the road. How'd you miss it? Yeah, seriously. I mean, but that's the kind of stuff that people
Right.
just miss, right? So, it's just a really interesting thing. How's our radio log looking?
were testing this out at Hayes, and I told you that the specific way that it's programmed was that I weighted like yes and no's because they are so close-ended. So I weighted yes and no's lower. So you are less likely to get yeses and no's from this because I wanted them to feel more intentional if it happens. And then I told Scott yesterday, I said, but sometimes I'll turn it on and I'll get like, no, 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 yes, 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 yes. And that's what happened today.
So we just got tons of answers. But
they're answers that strictly go against. And the thing is that the reason why I built something like this is because we have so many pieces of equipment out there that are programmed. And programmed equipment is less on the objective side because we don't know what the programming is. So through this sort of research project into programmable equipment, being able to see how a program responds in paranormal locations and being able to log its response and seeing how it either abides by.
Somebody's walking back there.
Yeah, it was somebody walking, don't worry.
It's all good.
Oh, okay. So it's interesting when I sort of bring it up at a space and it does exactly what I told you it wasn't supposed to do yesterday, and it does do it. Doesn't mean it's paranormal. It just means it's a cool occurrence. But sometimes it's hit or miss.
It's an anomaly.
Yeah, and it just kind of looks like it is just because I could show you other logs where it looks nothing like this. So it's more data. And is it interesting? It's always interesting. But I also wanted to show you guys going into the programming itself. When I said that it only has, this is the word bank that's in the spirit board. So this is the only thing that I have programmed in this board. So when we do see things like names or words that are coming through, unless it is one of these numbers or yes, no, hello, goodbye, it's something that is being spelled out. So I like to make sure that that is up and transparent when it comes to using this, especially on things like lives. So it's just an interesting way to explore the equipment that we often use in the paranormal to see, how things work. Because how do you know it works if you don't know how it works?
Me.
Y'all,
Sorry.
I make them sound spooky for a reason. All right.
Good?
Yeah.
All right. So
Speaking of programmed equipment.
programmed equipment. We are going to use the necrometer on
you're mic'd.
on an app.
Cool.
So we're going to go into this room. I think it's going to be the last thing we do for the evening here at the Firehouse.
Are we both going in there?
Yeah, let's go in there. Bring Jeremy, bring your hat. We're going shrieking through the quad.
Oh, gosh.
Are we not?
No, while
thought
you
we
do
were.
that, I'm actually going to do...
Yeah, do you have questions?
Behind the camera, I just wanted to say thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the support for today's live stream. It's been wonderful seeing everybody in there.
Do
I love
EVP while you
replying
do
to all
that,
of
too.
you guys. I love
Oh.
seeing all of your comments. Please keep up all the fun.
Just because it'll also record that, so...
That's all I've got.
I second what he
Gregory.
said. Gregory. Okay. Is there a Gregory? Do we know? Oh, okay. EMF. So what this does, essentially, for anybody who's never seen it before, is it takes control of some of the what is this thing called? It's not an iPad.
Necrophonics. Oh,
But whatever, it's a tablet, a Galaxy tablet. It's measuring allegedly the EMF here, and it's about 75, which is really high. It should be like a 0. And now it's talking about, it said subfloor. And if anybody doesn't know, we have been talking a lot about the floors right back here and how they all used to be wooden, and now they're the nice brick lays. So very interesting that would want to try to bring up something immediately about the floors when that's been something that from the minute we walked in here we talked about. So that's really interesting. So as soon as Lauren comes back blasphemous.
let's do this.
Blasphemous. So that could be your firefighter pal who's not happy with the fact.
Sounds like him.
Yeah, so
He's
Undocumented death.
undocumented deaths. So everything anytime you use something like this, and this is for our audience too, We don't get the word pirate ship in here and think pirates lives here. We use really good like discernment, common sense, and we say, let's see how this does or doesn't fit what we're asking. So it says bookshelf. We didn't ask anything. We're not talking about books. So we don't think that it all is all paranormal. However, of all the spirit apps that we use and things that can interfere with these things, this one seems to be very accurate when we start getting good answers. So you ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to go back into your spooky room.
Yeah, you want to completely...
Kids, it's not that spooky if you come visit. I haven't been in there yet, but... Police. See, sometimes it says stuff that's kind of weird and accurate.
Funny. Well, you know, police and fire. Always.
Yeah, we go together.
I do in the immediate vicinity. I am
You want to
registering.
completely...
Yeah,
dark? Because when you walk in, so that comes on, but I can turn it off and make it
actually,
completely-
that's fine. That's
Sure?
freaking
Okay.
spooky, yeah.
Now it'll go off after a few minutes.
That's fine.
Whatever floats your guys' boat.
Whatever floats our boat. All right, so we're going to hang out in here and open the window.
It does,
So,
the EMF does raise when we come in here.
it went to 100 on mine. So what was really interesting is we came in here in the dark, and this is supposed to simulate what a burned room might look like. And it said
Using such sorcery.
it talked about opening a window, and we're in a fire museum, and there's just this glass window obviously showing the display case. And then this said using such sorcery, which is interesting because we are possibly interacting with a fireman who doesn't really want us here because he thinks that this goes against his beliefs and stuff. So, you know, we have to respect that as well. Now, I'm going to tell you all, which is interesting, is it actually smells. It smells like fire in here. It says don't talk. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to ask some really important questions, okay? So we're going to say, if there's somebody in here, can you please tell us your name?